it up, Badlands. Explain those Badlands. That's a hell of a name.
All right, good evening, Badlandia. Hope you guys are having a great day. I see someone at that moment said that they had a rough day. So I hope that maybe the rest of your day will be better. We can do this all together. It's been a rough week and a half, obviously, but we're going to sort this out. So let us begin by giving big shout outs to all of our panelists tonight. First of all, Ash and America, how are you?
I'm good.
Excellent.
I'm still a little annoyed
Ash,
by
real quick. Sorry, Jackie's showing me, and people are saying they can't see the video.
We have to change the ingress on the Rumble Studio.
Did you hear that?
What?
We have to change the ingress on the Rumble Studio, Jackie said.
Right now it's showing as you have to change it to the second option on the top.
Okay.
It's showing literally just like the Rumble.
Okay, so Rumble Studio, currently it's on. There's only one Rumble Studio option. And it's set to OnlyLands. I didn't set this up, and I just assumed that it was correct when we went in here.
Yeah.
Hold on, you guys. I don't have access to John's Rumble, so I need Jessica or something.
I know.
Okay.
I just texted her.
They said they can hear us, but they can't see us, right?
Hear us, but they can't see us. That's
I just
strange.
checked. I just checked like the feed, and it's
Hold on,
just it's the Rumble logo. So
Deb Hurst says.
Okay, so that means that in Rumble Studio, somebody has to like make it so that
Jessica's fixing it.
Okay, thanks, Jess.
Iowa farm girl in PA said, "Tell Cam to move back." Because I'm black out the screen. It's just a black screen. It's a radio show for you guys.
yeah, guys, this is actually just Cam's forehead you're looking at.
We're
here.
coming at you live from all over the country on cool Badlandia Radio.
Guys, we're working on it. We're gonna get to it in just a second. We have to do some back end stuff.
Yeah.
808 Bill says, "I remember my first podcast." This is what happens when the man who owns the back end is not here to run it for us like he normally does.
Safe travels to John.
Yeah. So I'll just explain to everybody how this works. There's only one person who has access to the Rumble Studio. Yeah, we're still waiting for it. Oh, hold on. No, the next one over to the right, Cam.
Yeah,
Click
can you go to the?
I don't have access to that.
Oh no, this is for Jackie. Like Jackie's just showing me how to do it. He's saying he doesn't have access.
Oh,
to
okay.
it. She can't
Yeah,
hear you.
only Jessica and John have access to it.
Gotcha.
So I can't.
That's so
anyways,
funny.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So it has to be the person who owns the account that actually runs the back end. And I just assumed since John was in here that Jessica already had it all set. And that's no dig on you, Jess. I guess maybe I should have asked questions before.
How many Badlands hosts does it take to screw in a light bulb? We're screwing the light bulb in right now.
Yeah.
Somebody said they can Jewbird82 Jewbird, relax people. Said I can tell who is there by the sound of your voices. So they're enjoying this, I think.
Yeah,
whoever can guess everybody will get a prize.
Okay, yeah, there's definitely Ghost.
Jackie.
Definitely Ash, definitely Cam, definitely Zach. Hang on. Yeah, so I keep pushing the stream forward and checking to see if things have changed, and they have not.
Things have not changed.
Things have not
Also,
changed.
shout out to everyone on YouTube and X and Kick and Pilled who can see us and feel totally ignored right now.
That's right, because we're also using StreamYard. Okay.
Well, everyone should just go watch it on YouTube then.
People on Pilled and Kick and X are like, who cares? Just keep going.
Like, let's go.
Sorry, Rumble.
Yeah, if we have.
Okay. Yeah. Marco, Polo.
So what do you guys want to talk about?
Well, we're going to talk about a whole bunch of different things tonight. I guess let's do a vibe check on the week. I mean, it's been crazy. Like the amount of information and theorizing coming out about Charlie's assassination last week. I just saw something go black and then go back to the Rumble triangle. Nothing's changing though. I sure wish that. So you know what? Maybe it says Rumble Studio. OnlyLands. Apparently, we are Are we working on?
She's working on it. We
YouTube?
don't know what happened. Not quite sure.
I say we just plow forward, and then once it fixes itself, it'll fix itself, and we just they listen.
I don't know if my autism will allow me to continue knowing that is there. I mean, I'm literally paralyzed at this very moment. Well, I'll say thanks to J Drake 83 though. With the video shenanigans, I'm just glad Jeffrey Tubin isn't on the screen. Well, you guys haven't actually seen the screen yet, so you really can't say that for any certainty.
Quick, someone give us a Jeffrey Tubin meme that we can put up before the video comes back.
Let's see.
I wonder how
have we unplugged it and plugged it back in?
Yeah.
Technically no, because I think that would be shutting down the stream and starting it over. I don't think you want to do that on a stream. Unplug and plug back in, because you got to shut the whole system off to do that.
Can we disconnect from Rumble and reconnect from Rumble? I don't know what I'm asking.
I mean, well, now that we've started, I mean,
well, we're working on it. So why don't we save, because all of our ads have visual aids, why don't we save that until we get the video situation?
Yeah, we definitely should.
But we can talk about
how about this? If Jessica gives me the the Ingress information, then I can like plug it in and remove the old one. Like I can just
she can hop in here, and she's working on it. She just texted me again and said she's working on it. So I think we just need to like it'll be okay, Zach.
No, I know.
In and out.
Yeah, literally if she grabs the Ingress RTMP information, like we can like copy and paste that into a new Rumble feed and then disconnect the one that's there right now, and it should just replace it. It should just automatically hop in there. And then Jessica would be able to see that our video would appear on the bottom of the Rumble studio. All right. So I was trying to find...
Oh no.
We just lost Ghost.
Yeah. Well, so I was trying to... Never mind.
I was trying to find the actual video of Jeffrey Tubin. Now, the best I can come up with is a screen grab of Jeffrey jerking off in front of all of his CNN colleagues.
Why?
Well, no, I mean, it's not. I mean,
it's a tasteful screen grab.
It's a tasteful representation of Jeffrey Tubin jerking off in front of his CNN colleagues, which means that
we're classy here.
That's 100%. Otherwise, we wouldn't be talking about this if we were anything other. So it's quite literally Jeffrey Tubin's like screen blurred out, but then all of his CNN colleagues are laughing and pointing, which is pretty funny. So I'll just go to one of those. Yeah, here we go. Let me share the screen.
Those on Rumble, we will just describe this to you as we watch.
That's right. That's right.
I nominate Cam to describe.
I knew it. I knew it.
Please give us your take on exactly what we're seeing here.
All right, let me zoom in on this on my screen. So it says, "Bullshit, you jerk off," at Jeffrey Tubin. You pulled in quotes because you were in a conference called Jeffrey Lubin, the steak Tubin. So Lubin, the steak Tubin. And it says, like a train wreck, can't look and can't look away. And it is, so the first person I see is an of Asian descent gentleman. And he has his headphones on and he's looking like, what am I looking at right now? The guy next to him is in.
He looks deeply disturbed, but it's kind of hard to see his eyes. But it's.
I'll get back to the Asian guy. The guy next to him. Go ahead. I was just
gonna say, you have to mention that the Asian guy, as disturbed as he looks, he's also called his roommate over to his computer.
Yeah,
he's like, "Can you confirm that I'm seeing what I think I'm seeing?" Or like, bro. And his roommate's looking down like, "Oh my God, I'm watching Jeffrey Tubin jack off on a CNN corporate Zoom call."
Unfortunately, I had a worse take and I didn't want to say it, but it looks like his roommate is pulling his pants up. And anyway, but yeah, that's enough. So the bald guy next to him, the bald gentleman, he is appalled. He is back in his chair, aghast, with his hand over his mouth. saying, "Oh my word, I can't believe he's doing this right now." Now cut over to the girl on the left. She's just like, "What the fuck?" Covering her mouth, trying not to throw up. The black girl next to her is like, "Hey, hey, hey, this white boy crazy." And then the guy next to her, I don't know what he's doing. He's either sizing it up and getting ready to go back at him, or he's just like, "Damn, bro. Okay."
You talking about the guy standing up?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think he's literally pushed himself away from his
He's pushed
desk
himself away, and
and stood up.
he's put distance between himself and his computer, and it's almost like he's trying to physically get away from what is happening on screen. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel like he stepped back to get a good look at it. But the person in the bottom left, this is gonna sound mean, but for some reason, he looks like the top half of his face looks like Matt Ehret with the ponytail. I don't know why, but he is just laughing. He's just laughing, covering his mouth. He's having a good time watching it. Somebody at the bottom just left.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this guy's actively judging.
Yeah. He's the only person that's looking at it and doesn't look disturbed. Maybe
now we've lost audio on Rumble as well.
Lost audio on Rumble. Yeah.
Oh man.
So I think we just need to do it. What Zach suggested.
Yeah.
Like start a new Rumble feed and.
Well, yeah. So if Jessica, we ought to have. Okay, she's doing something.
And in the bottom right corner, there's an older African American woman who is just Jesus, Jeffrey, Jesus. Like that face, like that's a disappointed aunt watching her nephew just like do something real bad. Like oh
no.
Oh, there we go. That's what it was. Oh no, it wasn't Jesus. Oh
Jeffrey.
No,
Jeffrey, no.
She looks like the type of person that stood up for him when he was getting backlash at some point, saying like he's a great guy, wholesome man, and then all of a sudden this happens. She's just like, fuck. Oh man, that is being on that call, man. That would be a scarring moment in your life, you know, like that's serious PTSD. I wouldn't want to get on a Zoom call ever again.
No, I mean, I wouldn't want to work at CNN anymore either. But I mean, he took a leave of absence and then he came back and made an apology of sorts. And hang on, let's see the Jeffrey Tubin apology.
He's still on television, I think. I think they still actually put him on air, if I'm not mistaken.
He is.
I saw his head
Okay,
somewhere.
guys. Apparently, we're not live anywhere anymore. It's ended, and we have to start a new stream.
Oh my God.
Works for me.
I'm looking to see because I don't. It shows that we're still live in here, but we're not live on X or Rumble anymore. And
it actually looks like we're still live on Pilled.
Okay. What's up, Pilled? Shout out to Pilled.
Live on Rumble.
Pilled, staying strong.
Yeah.
We are live on YouTube.
Yeah.
So we're live on YouTube and Pilled, not live on Rumble or X. I don't know what's going on with Kick.
I'm still showing from StreamYard that we're live on Kick, and we're not live on Rumble. We're live on Kick. We're live on Pilled. We're live on YouTube, and we're live on X. So
I have the X
yeah. People on X are saying we're still live on X. So I think we're good everywhere except for Rumble. I think we're still good.
So yeah, I mean, it says that I'm ready to go live. If she can just give me,
I see the new one on Rumble. Like
so I've got. Well, there's no stream details that I can connect to on Rumble. No.
I got you.
Okay, Zach.
Yeah.
Hey, she's setting up the new one. You said you need what?
I need her to create an ingress.
He needs you to create an ingress, he says.
I've walked her through that before. There's like a little person on the bottom. You click that and then create an ingress. And then I'm going to need the stream. I'm going to need the link and then the key as well.
Okay, we're just going to go straight to Rumble. We're not going to go through Studio. So we're just going to, I think, disconnect from Rumble Studio and then go straight to Rumble is what it sounds like. Jessica, is that right?
No, that would be through Studio.
No, through StreamYard.
Yeah, we go to StreamYard to Studio.
I have it set up in StreamYard. Rumble Studio is the problem. So we're not going to use Rumble Studio.
Okay. All right.
Right. So
okay. I don't know if people can hear us on Rumble. It seems like people are going back and forth on hearing us.
Yeah. Well, IL Danny said Ingress sounds like something from Harry Potter, so I'm assuming she can hear us because she's on Rumble.
Yeah, let's just start the new stream and on Rumble, and then we'll just raid. We'll raid the new stream from the old.
Yeah.
Old
Yeah.
one.
Oh,
Okay, hold on. I need to ask Pilled if we're live over there. Jeez, what a cluster.
We're doing it live.
Pilled is such a fascinating place to me because like I don't even know what it is. Like I've heard Zach say it a billion times, and like I can imagine it. Like I've seen the screen, but like
it's like more remote and more niche than even 4chan.
Oh, that's badass. That's cool. I got to get over there.
You should be on Pilled. I mean, it's a good place to be for sure.
Yeah, I'm the same guy that got rid of my Facebook in like 2014. Didn't have Instagram. Didn't have like anything for like 4 years. I was the weirdest person, just like walking around, picking up my phone whenever I needed to call somebody, not texting people.
Well, let me see if I can find Jeffrey Tubin's apology.
Oh my God, this guy, Jeffrey Tubin. Lubin Tubin.
In 2018, he said, "I hope young men who sexually assault young women get their lives ruined." I mean, I'm not worried about that. That's great.
Oh man.
Let me see. Oh, here we go. This is it.
In October,
can you guys see that?
You were on a Zoom call with your colleagues from the New Yorker magazine. Everyone took a break for several minutes, during which time you were caught masturbating on camera. You were subsequently fired from that job after 27 years of working there. And you since then have been on leave from CNN. Do I have all that right?
You got it all right. Sad to say.
Okay, so let's start there.
Okay.
To quote Jay Leno, what the hell were you thinking?
Well, obviously, I wasn't thinking very well or very much. And it was something that was inexplicable to me. I think one point, I wouldn't exactly say in my defense, because nothing is really in my defense. I didn't think I was on the call. I didn't think other people could see me.
Makes you thought that you had turned off your camera?
Correct. I thought that I had turned off the Zoom call. Now, that's not a defense. This was deeply moronic and indefensible. But I mean, that is part of that is part of the story. And you know, I have spent the 7 subsequent months, miserable months in my life, I can certainly confess, trying to be a better person. I mean, in therapy, trying to do some public service, working in a food bank, which I certainly am going to continue to do, working on a new book about the Oklahoma City bombing. But I am trying to become the kind of person that people can trust again.
You know, I know exactly what he was thinking at the time, and I'm sure that everybody else knows what he was thinking too. He was thinking, I need to bust a nut right now.
I didn't know that moron and pervert were synonyms. I thought those were different words with different meanings.
Nope. Well, I think every pervert is a moron, but not every moron is a pervert.
Oh, Lisa. This does not take like any like deep-seated reasoning or anything. The guy shows up to his meeting in his computer wearing a bathrobe, and then he's thinking about it the whole time. Jeffrey Tubin is obviously some type of a sexual deviant, all right? And the first thing he thought of when he sat down at his computer is like, how soon is this meeting going to end so that I can masturbate? Thinking about my colleagues, most likely. Okay.
I'm laughing at what Lisa said. It was just 4 words. Oh, do you, darling? And that's what he just went off on. He's like, I am defending my honor right now. Don't you slander me.
It was a moronic thing to do, he said. I don't think anybody would have picked that word. I mean, it certainly is. But it's not the first thing that comes to mind. It's deeply disturbing.
Yes, it is. I mean, he's obviously like a...
And now we're just laughing it off. We're just, I didn't know my camera was on.
Voyeurism or something like that, I think. It's like the thrill of getting caught. It's like that thing or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tend to believe
exhibitionism. I think.
I bet you his colleagues all had a whole bunch of like, who the fuck? Which one of us do you think he was?
Yeah. Because I mean, just like from personal past experience, it's pretty obvious when you're still on the Zoom call. And I mean, like, not only do you hear all of your colleagues and the conversations that are going on, but like Zoom takes up the whole window. And I have a very difficult time believing that he didn't think maybe he thought he shut his camera off.
He said that. That's what he said. I thought I turned my camera off. And then he's like, that's not a defense. And it was moronic. And it's like, hang on a second.
Yeah, because that means that all of the colleagues were still on screen and he's like choosing one to focus on.
Yeah.
Either way.
Oh, this just gets more disturbing the more we analyze it.
Absolutely brutal. They brought him back. Like, absolutely brutal. They brought him back to have like that moment where they're like, oh, yeah, let's talk about what you did.
Is that recent news? Him talking about it? Why are we talking about this? Because
I really don't remember why. This was like in 2001 when he came back.
I think we were just trying to kill time while we were waiting for Jessica to resolve our back end issues. So
yeah, I thought that maybe humiliating Jeffrey Tubin just a little bit more was worth the time killer.
Good evening, everybody.
Welcome to OnlyLands. Not the show where we usually talk about Jeffrey Tubin, but there's always a first time for everything. Okay, so we started trying to kind of go through a emotional catharsis in a group setting because of all the traumatic stuff that we've been focusing on over the last week. Maybe that's why I defaulted to the crudest humor possible. But I was also thinking, Cam, what are you dipping, bruh? Because I saw that wad in your lip when you started.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never ever heard of Grizzly Wintergreen Long Cut in my life.
Grizzly Wintergreen Long Cut.
Never heard of that.
Is it
solid
pouch?
selection.
Is it pouch or is it like canister?
Long
Chaw?
cut.
Are you that guy who's like tapping your dip?
You pack it?
Yeah, packing it.
There you go.
I mean,
Right on. So
there you go. My man.
I have Alp pouches personally, and what I like to do.
To be fair though, Jordan's Conscious Strength CBD pouches are the only thing that I've been able to like have in my mouth and not want to just go back and get another one right afterwards. I have a bunch of them. I just like, I like the old thing. I'm old school, but I switched from time to time. Try to save my mouth a little.
I like nicotine. I don't really care. I don't care what form it comes in. I just love nicotine. It's funny. I was talking. I did this ad read the other day that like it requires you to at the end read like nicotine is an addictive chemical, and like there's somebody always in the chat who's like nicotine is not addictive. Your brain has nicotinic receptors. I'm like, hey, listen, I'm not gonna like pussyfoot around this issue. I am addicted to nicotine, and I don't care. I don't care. I'm like Stephen A. Smith. I don't care. All right. And here's another point, like your brain also has opioid receptors. Okay. And like, ain't nobody going to tell you that like Percocet ain't addictive or like anything else that's going to fit into those babies. Like they are there for a reason. Yes. I think there's nothing wrong with nicotine because it is an addictive substance. That's just like one aspect of it. It does all of these amazing things in your body for your brain, for your health. And I'm perfectly fine admitting that I'm addicted to it. I love it.
Yeah. Ash, you had something to say. I saw it on your face.
No, I'm enjoying this conversation very much.
So I do have some like real world information. So
bring us back.
My daughter lives in this neighborhood that's like kind of in the ghetto, and because of that, it's got a feral cat population that has settled and like a number of them have like adopted my daughter's house as their main base of operations.
Is that because she feeds them?
She definitely feeds them. Yes. And she's even taken one of them in. She had one cat already. She took another one in, and
that's how it starts.
Yes, it does. And so then and she's named I don't even remember all their freaking names, but she's got names for all the ones that hang out. And there's this like one mama cat who has had probably 3 litters of cats since she's moved in there. And so she's
Ew.
always sending me pictures of them. And there are 2 that have stuck around from this last litter with the mom, and they all look exactly the same, like orange. I think Tabby, it's like orange and white stripes, short-haired cats. And they're very sweet. You know, they love her because, of course, she's feeding them. And so she has taken several of them and gotten them adopted. And she was going on this crusade to like get the female cats spayed so that, you know, they wouldn't just keep breeding and, you know, keep having cats all over the place, because there's like little bastards in the neighborhood and they'll like abuse the cats and throw rocks at them and stuff. And it's just terrible. And she saved a number of dogs in the neighborhood as well. And so she called me tonight, and these 2 cats from the last litter that have been living on the porch with the mom, they were still there today. And they just keep getting bigger. And these kids that live next door, they brought over, because they know that she's the cat lady, they brought over these 2 kittens. Like that mama cat had this last litter of these 2 kittens on the roof of this abandoned house. And now it's getting colder, and the mama is leaving to like go get food, and she's leaving the babies for longer and longer. And so the kids, like, their dad went and got them down, and he was like, you know, she'll take the cats. Just go bring them over there. And she's sick right now, and she's like, Dad, I just don't have the mental bandwidth for this. I need you to help me. And so she's got them like in a box in her bathroom because it's warmest in the bathroom. And I'm like, you really got to put a blanket in that box. Like, I mean, give them something to like snuggle up in, because even though it's warm, they're still going to be cold, and they need to feel secure if their mom is not going to be there with them. And they're old enough that they can eat like soft food and stuff. So she just texted me and said that she figured out a rescue situation for them through Facebook. Oh. Yeah. But I was telling her, I'm like, you know, you should really like just think about opening up a cat rescue. Like you could start a nonprofit. You could have a like an organized rescue situation. And if you do that, like there's grant money out there. Like I can't think of anything better suited for grant funding than an animal rescue. And she's got probably many hours that would count towards her getting licensed to take care of these cats. And so she's like, wow, that's a really good idea. Like I could totally do that. So anyways, she already had like this grand plan of creating like a series of winterized cat houses in her backyard. And I'm like, you know, you have a plan, you need to write it down. Let's do a mission statement and let's see if we can apply for a nonprofit.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm generally opposed to nonprofits, but I like this one, and I like animals.
I think
cats can be more addictive than nicotine, arguably. So.
The nonprofit world is certainly rife with corruption. However, there is a place for philanthropy. And if you're doing it for the right reasons in the right way, and you're not just trying to, fund a cultural revolution in your home country, then I think that it's totally legit. I mean, I've worked at nonprofits before. I've seen it like intimately from the inside, and I've written quite a few grants as well, and successfully, I might add. So like I could, this is like right in my educational wheelhouse. I could help her do it, and I could see her like doing it well.
I love how the story had like 2 layers. It had her helping the cats, and then she's sick and she needs her dad, and you helping her help the cats. I love that.
That's right. That's right.
He had to bring himself into it. Come on.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so Keith O'Higgins, ever the comedian. I'm here late. Was Jeffrey Tubin just tapping his pouch tin on Zoom because of nicotine? I don't know if it was just because of nicotine.
That is a theory.
Might have been the mimosas as well. And Mateo 127, if you would, Cam.
Mateo.
To my Badlands rookies, you are supposed to be my distraction from this worldly shit. Hashtag Factory of Sadness. And he actually sent us a YouTube video, so we'll pull it up.
Factory of Sadness.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear
I hope
that,
he's
Mateo.
not describing us as
no. I think
Factory
he's
of
describing. I
Sadness.
think I'm almost positive this is going to be like the Cleveland Browns.
It is absolutely
stadium. Yeah,
yeah. And then I actually have another Cleveland video to play after that.
Cleveland's such a sad city, man.
It is. It is.
And Detroit.
Yep. Okay, so the Factory of Sadness. I do remember from high school, anybody who was a fan of the Cleveland Browns was always down.
Same with us.
Yep, there it is.
Mike Polk, season ticket holder. Killer game in Houston today. Well, thank God we built you. What a blessing for the community. You are wasting valuable space on our majestic shoreline, and what do we get out of it from you? 10 miserable games a year, including 2 preseason games that I have to pay for, and 1 shitty Kenny Chesney concert. Do you understand that it is actually statistically harder for a team to be this consistently bad than it is for them to occasionally accidentally be good? The probability is staggering. Did you happen to see that Packers-Chargers game today? It's like they're playing a different sport than you are. And here's what you have to understand. We don't even expect you to be good. We just want you to be watchable. Do you have any idea how low our expectations are? We don't expect you to win the Super Bowl. We just want you to look better than a Division III high school team. And listen, I know that there are way more important things in life than football, but you are supposed to be our pleasant distraction from those things. But all we do is pay you money to put us in a bad mood every week. You are a factory of sadness! I'll see you Sunday.
Okay.
Factory of sadness.
Well done, Mateo.
That's good.
All right, Zach, show us this one.
Yeah, there's actually 2 of them. Cleveland tourism video. Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay. So
I love this video.
This is so good.
Fun times in Cleveland today. Cleveland. Come on down to Cleveland town, everyone. Come and look at both of our buildings. Buy some food that's prepared near the street. Who knows, you might even see this guy. You should come on down to West 6th Street. It's the perfect place if you're a douchebag. Watch the poor people all wait for buses. Who the fuck still uses a payphone? Here's the place where there used to be industry. This train is carrying jobs out of Cleveland. Cleveland leads the nation in drifters. Here's a statue of Moses Cleveland. He's the guy who invented Cleveland. Yeah!
I'm pretty sure this is the same guy. I think this is the same guy.
It
who made
is.
the
It
last
definitely
one.
is. It looks just like him. It has to
Yeah,
be
it does. Okay, and this one is this has always held a special place in my heart because he disses Detroit.
Fun times in Cleveland today. Cleveland. Come on down to Cleveland town, everyone. Come and look at both of our buildings.
This is the same
Oh,
one.
no, this is the same one. Hold on. Sorry, I clicked the wrong one.
Fun times in Cleveland again. Still Cleveland. Come on down to Cleveland town, everyone. Under construction since 1868. See our river that catches on fire. It's so polluted that all our fish have AIDS. We see the sun almost 3 times a year. This guy has at least 2 DUIs. The flats look like a Scooby-Doo ghost town. Don't slow down in East Cleveland or you'll die. Our economy's based on LeBron James. Buy a house for the price of a VCR. Our main export is crippling depression. We're so retarded that we think this is art. It could be worse though, at least we're not Detroit. We're not Detroit.
Okay.
Our main export is crippling depression.
Oh my God. We're so retarded we think this is art. It was just a sign that said free upside down into the ground. Like, I don't understand.
Oh man, so good. Oh, do you guys remember like the
Shout out to
mystery-
everyone watching from Cleveland. Love you guys.
Do you guys
From our
remember
greatest cities.
the mystery and wonder when YouTube was new and you would go on there and like people had like every day at work, they'd be like, oh my God, did you see that new YouTube video? And it would be some funny video like that you had to watch and people would share it around. I would sit there for hours and find like every music video that I remembered from when I was a child that I probably hadn't seen in 20 years and just watch it over and over again.
Dude, I miss going home to get on the computer to go look for something. Like when I was in high school, the iPhone came out when I was getting ready to leave high school. No, in the middle of high school. And so like when I was growing up, somebody told you about something. You had to go home, dial up or DSL modem, whatever, get on, wait to load the thing, wait for it to load, watch it. And it was like the greatest video ever. Now you're just like, oh, let me see this 30-second clip. Oh, that's cool. Let me scroll to the next one. That's cool. Let me scroll to the next one.
Remember dial-up?
Oh, yeah.
That was back when the internet was young and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yep.
And now it's like 20 to 25 years later, and the internet is like a very different place.
And just to like put a fine point on the rapid transformation that we've been under, Cam just said the iPhone came out when I was coming out of high school. When I was coming out of high school, we didn't even have cell phones. Some people had cell phones, right?
Pagers.
Like rich people had car phones. We had pagers, and ubiquitous cell phones weren't really a thing. Like cell phones everywhere until I was almost out of college.
I got a cell phone because I had a child. And that was, and I even I pushed back on that for a while. I was like, I don't want people to be able to reach me anytime they want to, because I felt this obligation. Like you're at home, the phone rings, and you're just like, stop. And you pick it up, and if you're out and about and you get a call, I'm like, well, somebody must be calling because it's like an emergency. And of course you're paying by the minute at this time. Somebody calls and they're like, hey, what's up, dude? I'm like, nothing. What's going on? Well, I just wanted to talk because we could. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm paying for this. Like, like stop by. I'll be home in 2 hours.
Right. Yeah. I know that's still a thing too for a lot of people. Like they still have minutes plans.
Really?
But yeah. And that's wild because it's not a thing anymore.
So when the iPhone came out, I was working at Journeys, and my employee Juan got an iPhone, and yeah, he was he was a photographer. Like he just got a job at Journeys, like just to do something when he wasn't like doing model shoots and stuff. And he had an iPhone, and I remember thinking like, oh my God, this is like crazy. Like going from like an LG, what were they called? An LG Envy, where it was like the flip up with the keys. That was like peak right there. If you didn't have a BlackBerry, and
anyone else think he was going for BT?
What does BT mean?
LGBT. When you said an LG, I thought the next letters were going to be BT.
I didn't, because I was thinking of the Razor when he started doing the hand thing. I was like, I had a Razor, like the silver Razor phone.
Yeah, I got a Razor for my daughter when she was real little, because by the time that I could get an iPhone, I was working at Verizon, and then they brought the iPhone to Verizon. And prior to that, it was like all of the Android touchscreen phones where they clearly just wanted to be an iPhone, but nothing was really as good, and you'd have to, constantly have to justify the fact that you don't have an iPhone. Meanwhile, like other people have iPhones.
BlackBerry all the time until they my firm switched from BlackBerry to iPhone, and then it was but I had every BlackBerry model there was. We got a new one. They gave us a new one like every 2 years.
Yeah,
so,
me too.
Yeah.
Awesome. BlackBerry Curve. I remember when the BlackBerry Curve came out.
The Pearl, the flip phone.
The Pearl,
that one. I dropped that in a toilet in London. I was in a fight with my husband. I'm in the bathroom, in the stall, like standing up and arguing with my husband, and accidentally dropped it in the toilet. And nowadays, if you drop your iPhone in a toilet, you can, or like in the bathtub or whatever, you can, pull it out, dry it off. You're probably fine. Back then it was a death sentence, right? You get that thing wet and it's dead, and it was dead, and it was mid fight. And my husband was pissed at me for so long. I had to borrow someone's phone to call him back to attempt to make him less mad at me. It didn't work.
Okay, so Freya called me gay because I worked at Journeys. Let me just say, I got hired at Journeys as a manager. It was all about the salary, and it was about the flexible hours because I was still going to school while being a single father. Oh yeah, Nokia candy bar phone. Yeah.
Yep.
Can't believe
this
still
phone was
have
actually in the toilet too. That's why I went and got it. My uncle took our toilet apart to get it out. This is probably 2002 maybe, but still had the phone.
Yeah, kids don't understand today. Like they weren't always waterproof.
Yeah, and even still, but you could theoretically take that phone, take the battery out, take the back off, throw it in a bag of rice, and it would pretty much work. It was a rough approximation of its previous function, but you could get it to work. And I also remember using cell phones until like you literally couldn't use them anymore. Like the buttons, like certain buttons wouldn't push, and you just got to the point where you had to get a new phone. And now it's like once a year, like the kids will be like, I need a new phone. What's wrong with that one? Well, it's just old. Well, no, it's not. like you're good. You can go ahead and continue to use that one. I mean, I guess at this point, all the kids are old enough to get their own phones, but I remember doing that many times.
Yeah. Should we talk about some of our awesome sponsors?
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, let's do that.
Well, today's show is sponsored by Save Pulse. There we go. Save Pulse is dedicated to keeping you and your family healthy with top quality medications like amoxicillin, azithromycin, ivermectin, and hydroxychloroquine at unbeatable prices. The streamlined ordering process makes it easy to stock up on all your health essentials. And now, with exciting news about fenbendazole showing promise in cancer research, they proudly offer this alongside antibiotics and viral care meds. Don't wait. Prepare for any health scenario today. Get your supply and stay ahead of the curve with Save Pulse. Visit badlandsmedia.tv/meds, badlandsmedia.tv/meds. Use the promo code SAVEHEALTH at checkout to get 20% discount on orders over $100.
All right. What else do we got?
We have our friends at Tamarack Gardens introducing Tamarack Gardens handcrafted herbal remedies, teas, and skincare made with weeds, wildflowers, and wild harvested herbs in the Pacific Northwest. Their products will heal your skin, boost collagen, lighten dark spots, and slow aging. Plus, it's safe for babies, grandmas, and everyone in between. From salves for headaches, bug bites, and arthritis to supplements for liver and kidney health, they harness God's bounty for your health and keep you out of the doctor's office. Family owned in North Idaho, Tamarack Gardens dermatologist recommended products support your body inside and out because your health deserves better. Visit tamarackgarden.com today. And with promo code Badlands, you will get free shipping on orders over $35. That's tamarackgarden.com, promo code Badlands. And we had Michelle from Tamarack Garden on Alphas Make Sandwiches on Monday, and it was a lot of fun. She is a wealth of knowledge. I use the lung love for any time. So this was like a couple nights ago, but my husband was sleeping, but he started coughing in his sleep. It was kind of a rough coughing fit. And I woke him up and gave him a little bit of dropper of that. And it took, maybe 5 minutes or so. And he slept super soundly. She has wrinkle serum. She has teas. This is the sleepy time tea, which I'm going to drink after the show, and great stuff at Tamarack Garden. So check them out as well, and check out the Alphas Make Sandwiches from Monday because Michelle is amazing.
Yeah, they were at Deadwood, and that was the first time that I had met them, and I was super impressed to learn that it is like a full-scale operation. Like, not only are they making the products by hand, but they're actually like collecting the ingredients for the products. Like, pretty awesome.
They forage for a lot of it. Yeah. For because it's weeds. And she, proudly talks about using the weeds from your yard and from the area that you're in, because that's, your local stuff has a lot of the benefits of health. And she's just a wealth of knowledge. But they do, they grow a few things that they can't, that they don't have to forage, but they forage for the stuff. And when we had her on the show, she was in her kind of what I called her laboratory, but it's like a little cottage, and it's like a storefront part of it, and then the part where they make all the cool stuff. But I know Cece, John Cece, she got stung by a bee and used the bite stick, the bee stick sting stick thing that Michelle made, and within I forget how many hours, but a small amount of hours, it was like it wasn't even there.
That's wild. So let me pull up something, because I was talking to you guys about this before the show. So this is in relation to Charlie. And I know that this is probably all we've been talking about, or I mean, at least significantly.
I have that Candace clip that we talked about before the show too.
Okay, we'll watch that next. Okay, so from the beginning, like my initial thought was that what we must have seen was a deflection off of body armor to make it, fly off and then go up. And a lot of people have told me that Alpha and Josh just did a show the other night, and that's basically they are set on that as the only acceptable answer for what we saw. One thing never sat right with me was the fact that there was no clear exit wound. And Candace kind of addresses that in the clip that we're going to watch next. But I found this earlier today, and I think that there's a couple of things that could be going on. This user identifies it as a second shot. Based upon where this comes from, it only makes sense that it would have come from the ground. Now, there is a trap door there, which we've seen in a couple of different videos, or at least I've seen. I know many other people have seen it.
And it's a super normal thing.
Yeah, I don't know why. I know that on, college campuses, maybe they need access for, like, maybe there's like steam tunnels or something like that they use for heat. I know at MSU they had that. It could just be an access for utilities or something else, or obviously it could be something far more nefarious. Based upon the direction that this is coming from, I feel like the trap door would be further to Charlie's left. It wouldn't, I don't think that it would have been directly below him. I mean, obviously we can't see where it is in this video, but one of the things that had been theorized, there was a guy, Zeb Boykin, who did a video I thought was really, really well produced. And I think that was something that Alpha and Josh were directly debunking. But there is
Zeb? Sorry, real quick. You said Zeb?
Zeb Boykin.
Yeah,
He was
go
sit
ahead,
rep.
Yeah.
He was on sit, they got him on sit rep. Okay.
Yeah, last night they had him on and they were talking. It was a good show. They talked about all this. Yeah.
And the only thing I wanted to say about what you said, Zach, was they actually, like, I don't want to speak for them, but I'm almost positive they said that he wasn't wearing like the armor plate.
He wasn't wearing a plate. Okay.
Yeah, because CanCon went and got his and was just like, there's no way that he had this. Like, the three of them kind of all agreed on that after they watched some videos. So it was
okay.
No, I think they concluded that CanCon had super old armor and that there's newer armor that's like made out of fabric that's much thinner.
Well,
and
either way,
I think Megyn Kelly came out today and said that Charlie was wearing armor. So
okay. So I had heard that he was wearing armor. Obviously, I've got a vest with old steel plates, so I know the bulk that would be there, based on certain things. But as an example, President Trump wears some of that low-profile body armor all the time. It's always under his shirts. You don't see it. You don't know that it's there, other than the fact that it's, I know that it's there, and it's been stated before. This is just, part and parcel, part of the security protocol that they have. So I know it's true, and I've seen like all different forms of Kevlar fabric that's been made to, be as low profile as possible, so that you don't obviously show that you're wearing it. So I just assumed that if there was body armor, that's what it would have been. But
I just want to say, just really quickly on the body armor thing.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, Alpha and CanCon called that the night of the assassination that he was wearing, but based on the videos and everything. And I mean, I shared their take on that, and I got shit for suggesting that he was wearing. There was a lot of pushback on that point. So if that's been confirmed, I didn't know Megyn Kelly confirmed it.
I don't know if
that's
it's been confirmed. That's what Alpha said. So I don't know. Like, I haven't gone and found the video or watched the video.
Well, Alpha can't confirm Alpha, so never mind.
So yeah, I mean, on the day of, that was the only thing that made sense to me too. Is just based upon the movement that I saw. Also, what appeared to be an entrance wound. On this whole thing, I am willing to take it in any other direction based upon new information that we get in. I never lean into a theory that it could potentially be debunked. I mean, especially in a circumstance like this, and after everything that we went through with Butler. But one of the things that had kind of stumped me on this whole thing is just the gruesome nature of it. Like, after that first day and having watched a couple of different angles a couple of different times, I did not want to revisit it. And, I was just looking for, anybody else's perspective, that perhaps was willing to, because I just didn't want to put myself through it. And I certainly didn't want to put the audience through it. And, but anyways, so Zeb, his thought was that it must have been coming from the right. we had what looked like could have been a bullet in like a single frame passing in front of Frank Turek and not CanCon, but Charlie's bodyguard. But this other guy that I had found, Gary from Paramount Tactical, he actually did the math on the speed of bullets traveling, different projectiles, different sizes, different feet per second, and essentially anything that would make sense for a rifle, the bullet would be traveling too fast for it to be caught in like, a still of what looked like a bullet. And so the only thing that is likely with that image is either an insect, which, happens quite often. People see insects in a quick frame and, they think it's something else. Or, and this is just kind of getting out into the weeds, the possibility that we would be looking at a non-conventional, non-consumer type of projectile or weapon that had been developed by, say, like an intel agency. And I say that because we all know about the heart attack gun. Okay, like in the 1960s, the CIA had developed a gun that was capable of silently shooting an ice dart that would be loaded with neurotoxin. It would enter somebody's skin. They wouldn't even know that they got shot, and then they would have a heart attack and die. That's the 1960s. Okay, now we're in 2020.
They didn't build it or use it, Zach. They declassified it and told us about it, and then they decided that was immoral and not to do it.
Yeah, so of course, everybody knows that the CIA did not continue to make new and interesting weapons to assassinate people. Yeah. And the same with Mossad and MI6. Nobody ever would have thought to do something like that.
Same with experimenting on inner city communities.
That's correct. Yes, and especially not black orphans in New York.
Yeah, they shut down MK Ultra
St. Louis.
Yes, or St. Louis. And anyways, so that's the other thing. I think it's that's either got to be a bug or that's got to be some really futuristic thing that we don't have access to. But this video right here appears to show a bullet because this moves like a bullet. It streaks across the screen. You don't see like an isolated frame of it, and it comes up through Charlie's legs. Now you're not going to see any gore. But one thing that never sat right with me was that movement of the shirt. Even if we assume that it was body armor that deflected, the fact that the shirt jumps up like that made me think that something else must have been happening. And
what did you make about the cord pull theory of Zeb?
I think that Charlie was likely wearing an in-ear monitor. I think that makes total sense to me. And the in-ear monitor would, plug in, and then he would have like a cord that goes under a shirt. I mean, I've got them. I've used them. I think that's very common. And especially given an environment like that, there would probably be a producer or even maybe the security team. They would want to have the ability to communicate quickly so that if there was a threat, they can move him out of there. And, on that same channel, he could potentially be hearing his own voice. There's all kinds of reasons why that would be possible. So I think that it would be an in-ear monitor. And I've heard people say that, no, it's a necklace. I don't know that it really matters either way. It just, from my experience, it seems like it would be an in-ear monitor. And when it comes to Zeb's theory, he thinks that, it would have been like, right there, essentially like inside the hairline, and an entrance wound, generally speaking, would be pretty small. It's likely that there would still be some type of bleeding that would occur. It happens quickly. Maybe it happens so fast that we don't get a chance to see that on screen. But I have another video which appears to show some cranial deformation at the point after he is struck, and so I'm leaning towards the idea that yes, we are having something from the front. Not saying that it's Tyler Robinson. I think it's entirely possible that Tyler could have shot a blank round. It would have had the same like sound and force of an actual loaded round. And he could think that he actually shot Charlie, and it could have been somebody else, with some other device. But the other thing that never sat right with me is that a 30-06 would be far more devastating.
Yes.
And there is no exit wound. Now, John Cullen on YouTube, but on X said allegedly that they found bullet fragments in his skull, but I haven't seen that reported anywhere. I don't know how he would have gotten that information. But let me play this video for you. So
right.
This appears to be a bullet that comes up through Charlie's legs, and this means that either there is another shooter, perhaps from that trapdoor, or maybe in some other fashion, or maybe whoever it was that shot from the roof actually did hit the ground and then it bounced up. And because of that, it lost enough force that it didn't create the devastating exit that we would expect to see from a 30-06. I haven't been able to find like anybody doing like deflection tests, with penetration on a 30-06. I mean, that's super niche. So, okay, I'll go ahead and play it. Okay, did you see that right there?
Like a wave, right?
Hold on, let me.
In his
there you
shirt,
go.
it looks like a wave coming
You see?
up.
Can you see my mouse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right there.
Oh, that leg. Okay.
Right there.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's not a fold in his pants.
That's not a fold in his pants.
That looks a little too.
That's a
white for,
streak.
like, yeah.
Okay.
That changes too quickly.
And it continues. Okay. It's got 3 frames with that streak. And right after that streak is when we have the puff in the shirt.
Wow.
That's like a perfect 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
So Patrick of Kekistan says Josh and Alpha said this was metal from his bulletproof vest that shot up into his jugular. That doesn't make any sense to me.
I think he's talking about the part like hitting the oh my god. The armor.
Alpha's theory is that it hit the top of the armor, and then it's like the bullet tumbled up, and it's probably the bullet tumbling that went into his neck, or potentially it's like debris from the shattered plate. So that's his theory. But
I haven't seen anybody point out Zach's video yet.
Obviously it would be tumbling, and that's why I thought that it looked the way that it did. If he is wearing like low profile Kevlar fabric body armor, there would be no hard plate for it to disintegrate or like fly up. Or at least I don't think there would be. I mean, if somebody wants to correct me on that, I'm totally open to that. But I mean, just based upon like the look of his clothing, it looks to be as low profile as it can get. And I'm not sure that it would be like a hard impenetrable object. I mean, I think that it would likely be, something more akin to like fabric Kevlar layers. But I mean, what do you guys think of that? I mean, like, just based upon the math, and if we think about Butler, okay, like they were able to catch those bullets streaking across behind President Trump. I understand that it was like much higher exposure, and the lens aperture was opened much wider. So that's why allegedly he was able to catch that in the way that he did. Totally not standard to be bringing that type of equipment to an event like that. But based on like, say, 1080, 30 frames per second on a cell phone, if a bullet did go in front of the lens and it was able to catch it, you would see it as a streak, like just as we saw there. And, the timing looks just right for that shirt to come up to me. And, I was thinking that if it was a 30-06 rifle round, if it hit the ground first, even if we're only seeing like a fragment that comes up, it would have lost a significant amount of energy, and it may have tumbled in such a way that gives us the entrance wound that we see, and then still tumbled around inside and then goes up into his skull.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, first of all, I don't think they've confirmed the bullet caliber yet. I don't think.
No, they have 30-06. Yeah, Mauser 98.
they confirmed there's a 30-06.
Is that based on the autopsy or based on the Tyler Robinson evidence?
That is based on the Tyler Robinson evidence and the FBI and the Utah state authorities. They came forward and said that this was a Mauser 98 shot in 30-06.
So
now the autopsy has not been released. I have heard that they did an autopsy on the 10th, so the next day, or what, either the 10th or the 11th. I don't remember the date that it happened, but the next day
happened on the 10th. So
so it would be the 11th.
They did on the 11th. Okay.
Yeah. So, or maybe they even did it late on the 10th. I don't know, because I mean, it was obvious that he hadn't made it on the 10th, so they may have just done the autopsy then. But they did an autopsy afterwards. I doubt that's going to be released publicly. I think that they probably should do some explaining,
which is bullshit.
Yeah,
they should release everything. I mean, I understand there's going to be a criminal prosecution. Like, okay, here's the problem. Like right now, the problem that they're up against is that the earnest people caught up in the situation. Because I realize that there are earnest people caught up in the situation, and then there are obviously bad actors in the situation. I think at this point we can be pretty comfortable with the idea that there are bad actors. We don't know to what extent. We don't know to
which ones.
I think there's a lot of them.
Yeah, me too.
Probably.
But here's what I do know. Like, before we even start talking about bullet trajectories and like all that, the official story is total bullshit.
100%. Yes.
And then the evidence that they're rolling out is like laugh out loud. It's like laugh out loud funny. Matt Arrett and I, we went live on Wednesday at noon, like 20 minutes after they released that the text message thing, and we were just we were reading it live on air. We were laughing out loud. Like it felt a little like dark to be laughing about it, but that's how stupid and silly the whole thing was. That's how like retarded the whole like the text or whatever was. It was so stupid, and
Discord.
It's embarrassing that like this is all going on. But I mean, it's 9/11 all over again. And that's what I keep saying, is this is literally 9/11 all over again. It's the same people like the Republican Party coming in after the Democrats had just been humiliated through a public scandal. You know, like Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky. Now it's Joe Biden and the auto pin. I mean, it's identical. Every like facet of the story is identical to 9/11 in terms of like how the story structure is laid out, how it's storyboarded. And again, like, I'm not implicating like Trump like in any of this, or even Kash and Bongino. I mean, we saw how much control Trump had over the FBI the first time around. It's just pathetic. I mean, and one of the most damning pieces of evidence, I think, is they were talking about this last night on SitRep, is 2 seconds after the shot is taken. That's when the guy, we have the video of the guy in the like inside panning across the crowd, which, by like Zeb pointed out, very strange, very, very strange that at that exact moment, a shot is fired, the whole crowd jumps down, and there's a guy inside like panning the whole crowd, and then you happen to see this figure running across the roof. Alpha seems to think physically it's possible for someone to go from the prone position, fire shot, and run in 2 seconds because the guy is skinny. I think Alpha is giving way too much credit to skinny guys. I can tell you, skinny guys cannot jump up and start break into a full sprint in literally 2 seconds. That's
well,
maybe they could, but not carrying a 30-06. The gun is very heavy.
Well, this is allegedly a sporterized version. Okay, so I mean, like, it's got a different polymer stock. It's not like the wood, and it's 4 feet long. It's smaller as a result. And the one thing that I would say is that, you know, if that was possible, he would be just pumping with adrenaline at that moment. And people are capable of seemingly impossible feats under circumstances of great duress. But I'm not saying that I even think that that's the case. I mean, you know, it all comes down at the end of it, really, to me, the fact that 30-06 is such a devastating round. And especially in a circumstance like this, it just did not behave in the way that you would expect. I also do have video of Tyler Robinson. He was pulled over or was involved in a car accident at some time prior to this. And so we've got about 2 minutes and 46 seconds of him interacting with the police. And maybe this will give us a little bit of insight into the way that he speaks or his affect.
So, can you tell me just really quick what happened? I was coming this way and he was just passing through and he pulled out from here, or no, from there, I think. Do you remember which lane you were in? I was in one of those two lanes going this way. I think in the right, in the rightmost lane coming this way. Okay. And he would have been there going left. And as I was coming through, he turned in and I T-boned into the side. Okay. Do you remember looking at the light? Yeah, it just turned yellow as I was getting into the intersection. Gotcha. Okay, are either one of you injured in any way, shape, or form? No, nothing hurts? Okay, do you have your registration and proof of insurance on your vehicle?
He does seem kind of like a square.
Same address.
Yeah.
So he's the passenger.
Okay.
His insurance, mom's on the way. He doesn't have a copy right now, right?
Okay. That'll work out. I'll just go ahead and. Do you need to be on speaker?
He's got his brochure pull up on his phone. I just have the picture of it if you want me to text
Nice.
Just text it to me. That'll work out.
You got the ballistics
Here you go, bud.
expert showing up.
And then, did you get a record coming for this?
Yeah, I got one coming for this one.
Okay. He's going to need one too. He's a little leaking. Did you get one for this guy as well?
Yeah.
Troll 313. We're going to need a record for that 6 Juliet Fox as well. Your mom's on her way?
Yeah, she's gonna be a minute. She's got to shuttle over from where she's at to her car and then drive over.
Gotcha. Okay, what I need you to do is just fill out this witness statement for me. This is just your identifying information. Down here, put exactly what you told me that happened. You two, are you brothers or friends?
Yeah.
Okay, all I needed, I just need his, down here, let's put name, date of birth, your address, and your phone number. That work just right down here. I have to list him as a passenger. Okay, are you injured in any way, shape, or form? No? Okay. Perfect. Okay, just give us a couple of minutes and we'll get the paperwork. All right? And we're going to have a tow truck come and get your car since you're leaking fluids. You're not going to last too long.
Just as I left the house, put oil in.
Of course.
Just topped it up.
Welcome to real life. Yeah, that's Murphy. We're working. All right, guys. Just hang tight.
Hi, Brian.
What's up, Brian?
Howdy.
What's up?
Oh,
guys?
real
shit.
Real quick, guys. I'm probably an expert in one thing, and it would have to be sports balls. And there's no way that dude is fast enough to do the I promise you that. And I've seen people that look deceiving that are
You don't know what he looks like now, though. That was 3 years ago.
Ash, speed doesn't change like that. When it comes to speed, there's a top speed that you can get to. And no matter how much you train, you're not going to get much faster. You can shave off tenths of a second, but you're not going to shave off a full second. I promise you that.
Yeah, but you also get your fastest like mid to late 20s is when you're your fastest.
Yeah, but there's no way that kid. I'm telling you.
So we had this debate last night. Me and Alpha have been having this debate for like a few days now. And initially, when I texted him the idea, he's like, "No, there's 4 to 7 seconds between when they get up." Well, a day ago, I found new footage where you see the crowd and you have audio, because in the one where he's running, you don't have audio of the gunshot. All you have is when the crowd reacts to where it happens. Now we have a video of that same crowd with the gunshot, so we can sync it up and see like when the crowd reacts and compare it with the running video. And it's 2 seconds at most. There is no fucking way that kid took the shot. There's no possible way that kid took that shot. You got it. So last night we had Zeb Boykin on, and he's the Marine Scout sniper.
We were talking about him earlier.
Yeah. He's the Marine, and so
gave you an Alpha quite a few shout outs as well. So
he did.
We did.
Oh, you did
tonight
cool.
This show before you joined.
Well, so I posed the question to him and I played it. Not telling him whose side who was on. And I showed him the video and everything, and he said, yeah, there's no freaking way that kid took the shot.
Okay.
Because
So
just real quick.
Yeah.
And I'm giving you my perspective as well as Zeb pretty much agreed with me on this last night. So the rifle doesn't have bipods.
Right.
So this kid's going to want something to support that rifle. Now, Alpha said he could be resting it on the side of the building, which is absolutely a possibility. And it would be an amateur ass move because your barrel would be hanging over the barrel, the building, and you don't want it to be seen. So me and Zeb both think that he used the backpack as a
that makes sense
platform. And if that's the case, the only footage they have of him running off, it's wrapped in a towel. If you believe that's a gun, I personally don't think that's a gun. So he had to have taken the shot, wrapped the gun in the towel, put the backpack on, all of that in less than 2 seconds. Absolutely impossible.
So are you still of the opinion that we have a deflection from some type of body armor or like Kevlar weave or something?
Yeah, so that's the other thing. So me and Alpha disagreed with Zeb on that because if you go through the video frame by frame, Charlie Kirk's first reaction is his shoulders go in and his torso moves rather than his head. If it was a headshot, the first thing that moves is going to be what was shot because you're in a not a catatonic state, but like you're rested. You're not expecting to get punched. It's not like you're flinching or something. And so his first reaction is the chest. It had to have hit him center mass. And the only way to explain that would be if it hit the plate carrier. Now, Alpha's theory is that it hit the corner of it, which caused the plate carrier to like fracture.
Splinter. Yeah.
Right. And it could have been a piece of shrapnel. Me personally, I think it hit and the bullet ricocheted up and tumbled into his neck and straight up into his head. And that's why Frank Turek said he was dead instantly, which we both said right away. He was dead instantly.
Right.
Did you see Zach's video that he played earlier through the legs?
Yeah. Let me play this for you. So, just looking at Charlie, like I thought that it was highly unlikely that he was wearing plates because it doesn't appear like there's anything under that shirt really. But I know that like President Trump, he wears vests that are just Kevlar weave, which are very low profile. And so I thought that was more likely, which would then kind of invalidate the idea that you would have a shattering or splintering because, there would be no plates per se to break apart. But, I mean, I'm still leaning towards the possibility that if that is the shot, then there would have been some type of a deflection, a tumble, and then up and inside. But even if that was the case, it still seems like it's not enough energy for a 30-06. And I don't know. I've never seen somebody shot in the chest with any type of protection on, and to see how they would react. But I mean, I've seen a lot of ballistics gel shots. I've seen like a pork shoulder shot, and there's no exit wound. So let me play this clip for you, and I would love to hear what you think. So Zeb had thought that there was a bullet that passed be in front of Frank Turek and the security guy, and then that would have been what entered on the right-hand side of the head. I, was looking into, the possibilities that it could be insects. The fastest flying insect in Utah would be a dragonfly. They can fly 35 miles an hour. But even still, you're talking about maybe a 3.5-inch long body and a 5-inch wingspan. And so I don't think it really fits for that. But it could be potentially an insect. And Paramount Tactical had actually done the math on, the speed of a number of different calibers. If we are assuming it's a bullet, but not necessarily a 30-06, it would still show up as some type of a streak. It would be a streak, like closer to what we saw in Butler. So take a look at this, because what we have is what appears to be some type of projectile that comes up between Charlie's knees. And when it hits him, CanCon, his shirt pops up right there. Right there. Did you see it?
No.
Right here.
Okay.
So it's going to go back and forth a couple of times so that you can see it. Now that streaks like a bullet would, but obviously the direction that it's coming from seems to indicate there's somebody like, at his feet or something like that. Now, we did find out that there's a trap door that's somewhere on that patio. I can't tell you where it is in relation to where Charlie is right now, but I mean,
wait, that's confirmed that there's a trap door?
Absolutely. Yes,
Yeah.
I can find a video and show you. Yeah.
There's pictures of it.
I found a guy with an actual video of it. He was there when they were redoing the patio. So you've got what appears to be a streak. There's some kind of projectile. That's not going to be an insect. And it would explain his shirt popping up at that strange moment. I mean, that was something that you and I were struggling with when we were talking about it on that Monday, right? But either way, the direction that it's coming from is almost inexplainable. Now, the one posit that I had was like, let's say that a shot did come from somewhere up on the roof. If he shot too low, if it hit one of those cement tiles or whatever, and then deflected back up, maybe even just like a fragment, and then hits through his shirt, lifts it up, goes into his neck, and then further tumbles into his skull. That's a possibility.
Is there a video of that like zoomed out, like, because he has a stage under him, right?
No. He's on the ground. He's on the ground. Okay. There's no stage. Like he's on like a patio surface.
Man,
they've repaved.
Yes. And I can't imagine that the university would have come in and done that without the approval of the FBI. I mean, I would think if they did, and the FBI would be upset about that, they would have come out and said something or perhaps reprimanded them in some way. But I mean, you have to believe that with the wound that Charlie had, that would have been covered in blood. So, eventually they would have they would have replaced it. Now, here's the other thing. I haven't heard anybody suggest this. I mean, they were like pavers, right? So I mean, like, they could have been removed and then taken, piece by piece to the FBI lab or the Utah crime lab. And then they could have, had those to examine there so that they would be kept out of the elements. Perhaps.
Well, so seeing that explains the shirt, because that was, or it could potentially, I'm not saying that this is necessarily anything, but
possible explanation.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. And the fact, like you said, that they basically performed construction on the entire site immediately following it. They still don't have a bullet. As far as we know, they don't have a bullet.
John Cullen on Twitter said that in the autopsy, which I had read someplace else that the autopsy was done afterwards, he said that they found bullet fragments in his skull. Let me pull up the other, because there is
in his skull,
like inside his head. Okay. I don't know exactly where.
That would lend credence to he was shot back here, because being shot here.
Shot in the plate, and fragments went up into the head. And by then it slows the energy down enough that the remains are going to be in the skull. Because once it hits armor, or once it hits something solid, it's going to drastically reduce the energy behind it, but it'll still lodge in something. So that's why you have the big entry wound instead of a tiny little entry wound. Because like on your neck, on any type of your body that is fatty, your skin's going to close up like that. What's up?
Okay. If you had a shrapnel off of the vest go up, wouldn't you see other entrance wounds into his body before you would find fragments in his skull?
That's why I'm not sure about the shrapnel. I think it just deflected. Alpha thinks the shrapnel, and I could 100% see it. The other shrapnel could have gone, been caught by the shirt. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm responding to the in his skull part, because we didn't see anything go into his skull.
So
we saw it go here. Unless this is right, this would have fragments in his skull, but this wouldn't.
It could have entered his neck and then tumbled in and just ended up somewhere in his brain.
It's getting awfully magic bullet-y.
Let me show you the video, which appears to show some cranial deformation. Let me show you that.
Hold on real quick, Zach. You can go watch the day that it happened. When me and Alpha looked at those photos, we both said the bullet was going to be in his brain. because we watched the expansion of his neck and then the pressurization of his head. His neck expands and then his head expands, which means the round was traveling through his head.
So where is the angle that it
Off the
entered
plate,
from?
into the neck and up. It was shooting straight up from his plate. So it went into the neck.
So have you never bought that it was up on the rooftop heading down? Okay.
No,
All
not at all.
Okay, so here, just for reference, is the construction that's being done. Okay, and you can see the trap door right there.
Okay, so that's the trap door we're talking about. We're talking about the trap
Yes.
door in the ground, not
In
the
the
trap
ground.
door not on the stage.
There was no stage.
There is no stage. It was just these pavers. He's just set up on this open area.
And Spetzel wants us to know it's not a trap door. It's like a water cutoff valve door that controls the sprinklers.
Yeah, I mean, I would think we're just colloquially because we didn't know exactly what it was an access door. I think.
I mean, were you there? Because there could be tunnels under there.
Yeah, it's an
that
access
looks
door,
like
and-
it.
and
Yeah.
I need to know what's in that access door before we draw any conclusions.
Secret door, then Spetzel.
So did you guys read Laura Loomer's post?
No,
I try my best not to read Laura Loomer's post, but I do sometimes because they are pretty funny.
This one is a national counterterrorism alert coming out that they're putting out their first ever notice that an Al-Qaeda attack on U.S. soil is imminent.
Oh my God.
Laura Loomer would know that because she is very well connected to Israeli sources, and they, of course, would absolutely know about Al-Qaeda's activities.
I mean, talk about some 9/11 shit. Like that would be the distraction right there.
So is that what we're like? Let's just get out ahead of this. Is that what we're going with now? Are we going to blame Al Qaeda? Did Al Qaeda kill Charlie Kirk? Is that what Laura Loomer is about to assess? Is that Al Qaeda?
I think it's
Charlie Kirk.
I think it's
just
to distract from that. And
yeah, man,
we got to remember how awful Islam is in the face of all this. Yeah,
it's right. Islam's the real enemy, guys.
Yeah. Oh, got to remember that. Got to remember that. Brainwashed my ass once.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to go through a lot of bookmarks to find this.
I got something to say about this. So after everything you guys said, the video, all this stuff, it just popped in my head when Ash asked CanCon about how he felt about the shot from coming from above, and he said no. These people, one of their like mantra things, whatever, is as above, so below.
Oh yeah.
Look up here and go down here. That's why I'm really leaning towards Zach's thing. Not even Zach's thing, but that video, like if that video is not doctored, if that's like an authentic video of what happened on the scene, which I believe it is, I feel like that's the shot, man. Like, and I feel the same way. Like for me with JFK, I think at least one came from maybe the sewer drain and at least one from inside the car. But like, I think everyone's supposed to look up here and it's coming from below almost every time, except for Trump. I think Trump's came from above, and that's what fucked them up.
Do we have do we have a front angle of the booth?
I mean, it'll be during the event, but I just wanted to show it because this is actually grass at the time. And based upon where this is, we don't know where that trap door is. That trap door or that access door was not visible until we could see that overhead view when they were obviously doing construction.
Go back. Okay, so it's not a stage. Yeah, so it's not a stage.
No. It's just on the ground. Yeah,
it's go back. Well, I mean, I thought he was sitting on some sort of like 10-inch like elevated platform.
I did too.
No, I'm only laughing because Zach and Brian and I had this conversation like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. Well, no. While y'all were doing that, I was
reading the chat.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I thought the same till 10 minutes ago when y'all talked.
He was down a Loomer rabbit hole.
Well, while we're talking about that, share my screen. I'll show you. Like while we're talking about her, I think this is a this is a piece of evidence. I think, as far as I'm concerned,
her attempts to deflect.
No.
Yes.
This is from July. This is from the last day of the Turning Point Tampa conference. And she says, I don't ever want to hear Charlie Kirk claim he is pro-Trump ever again. After this weekend, I'd say he has revealed himself as a political opportunist, and I have found and I've had a front row seat to witness the mental gymnastics these last 10 years. Lately, Charlie has decided to behave like a charlatan, claiming to be pro-Trump one day while he stabs Trump in the back the next.
Her version of pro-Trump is a little different than what I think people think.
I think she's using the word Trump, but she means the word Israel.
For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. And she's
Absolutely.
referring.
I don't
she's
think Charlie Kirk ever turned his back on President Trump or made even arguments that would suggest that he was shifting his position on President Trump. He very much was shifting his position on Israel, at least according to his own words, his own interviews, and the text messages with a bunch of his friends.
Yeah, and you have to remember. So what she's referring to really is Tucker Carlson, but you know it was Steve Bannon. There were a number of other people who were platformed at this event that made anti-Israel comments, but it was Tucker Carlson because her and Mark Levin were tag teaming Tucker this whole time, calling him Catarlson, and
Yeah,
and then, of course, Tucker the other day comes out with the video where he explains that prior to walking out on stage at Turning Point that day, he like was talking to Charlie and he was talking about the neocons and he was getting himself all worked up. And then he started talking about Epstein and everything. And he said, you know what? I'm not going to go there with my speech because I don't want to get you in trouble. I know that like you'll be getting text messages from donors and phone calls. And he said that Charlie looked at him and said, no, go there, go all the way. And he said, say everything you just said, go all the way. And told him to say like to push the envelope and go as far as he went when he went on stage. Which is interesting because then whatever that was, whatever day that interview came out, Wednesday or whatever, this morning, the day after Erica Kirk gets appointed CEO of Turning Point, he then is hosting Charlie's show, like Tucker is.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like if Tucker was full of shit when he said that, you wouldn't think that he would have been invited to like host Charlie's show, right?
He also wouldn't be invited to speak at the memorial.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Do you see Chris Paul's take on this? I know Brian did because he was on the show, but Chris Paul's talking about the two factions trying to bring everybody back together that you can trust. They're going to have a super public fight, and then they're all going to make up and be on the same side again, and that's going to be the media.
I mean,
I'm paraphrasing, but that's how I understood it.
I must have missed that, but that's not how I see this going down. Like if he's referring to the Tucker side and the Laura Loomer side, that's not how I see this going down. I think this is going to get super fucking ugly, and I think that really, really nasty things are probably going to happen. And honestly, I think this is only the beginning of violence. I think there's going to be more violent events, and because
not specific to the division of the influencers. That's that I think. And Brian, you were on the show, so you can probably explain it better. I just saw the clip, but that there is there's been kind of a rift between the old Turning Point influencers and the current Daily Wire style influencers, and that has largely anchored on Israel. That dispute, that breaking, parting of the ways of those factions, and through this, and I think that there's potentially, if you see that Erica Kirk is now in charge of Turning Point, ostensibly she had some say in who was hosting his show Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, not just Thursday, Friday, right? So it wasn't just Tucker Carlson that's hosting Charlie Kirk's show; it's also Ben Shapiro, right? So I don't know. I think Chris had an interesting take, and I think it's something we should be wide-eyed and aware of and pay attention to, because it op would work.
Certainly. Okay, so you can see here that this is much further off to the left from where Charlie was sitting. So he was under the tent here, closer to the back, and this as a point of origin for whatever we saw between his legs, that wouldn't make sense.
Okay. Well, I mean, still, without the original source on that video, who knows what that dot actually is? It does. It
could
does
be an artifact. Yeah.
It could be an artifact. It could be a bug. I think on some of the films, the bugs are flying much closer, so they're coming in blurry, and that causes them to move so fast because they're so much closer that one frame won't capture them no matter how fast they are. Like the one that everybody thinks is a bullet coming from the right, I think is a bug that's probably 5 feet off the camera lens.
I also found a video which appears to show another person on a different part of on the roof of a different building. And I'm trying to find it right now.
While you're looking for that, did you see Trump's post from 20 minutes ago?
No.
No, what do you say?
Pretty interesting.
Wait, let me see.
There you go.
They say Trump is out of control, but he's not. He's just out of their control. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, you know, like I think before you get to the bullets, like the bullet trajectories again, like I just think there's so much bullshit in the official story that you don't even have to get to the bullet trajectories to tear this thing apart. It just seems so silly. And so like, are they still saying that the kid broke the rifle down, like he took it apart and then put it back together?
It's not in the indictment, as I understand. I haven't
Okay.
read the whole indictment, but it's that part is missing from it, I believe.
Yeah, they haven't made that claim.
The other problem is I'm sure you guys have seen by now the video of the Marine taking a Remington 700, breaking it down, sticking it in a backpack, and showing you that a solid 8 inches of it is still sticking out. So he did not, even if he had that rifle stuck in his leg on the walk, you're not going upstairs with a rifle stuck to your leg. You'd have to literally drag that leg perfectly locked out up the stairs. Maybe that's why they're not releasing the video, but most likely what happened, that rifle was staged, and that was something that I was told like the day that it happened, that it was staged up there already.
So if it wasn't Tyler Robinson, you don't think he killed him?
No, I 100% do not think.
I 100% don't think he killed him either. Is it your position that somebody else from that area and angle killed him?
You ever see the movie Shooter?
Yep.
No.
Yeah, that's what I feel. I feel like that happened to this kid, except he wasn't there to plan.
You're gonna have
it.
to explain that because I haven't seen it.
So in the movie Shooter, they contract this Mark Wahlberg's character, Gunny, whatever it is.
Marky Mark? Love Marky Mark movie.
It's a good movie. You should watch it.
If you haven't seen
Oh,
Shooter, it's a phenomenal movie. Like one of my favorite movies.
Oh yeah.
But they basically set him up to go through and plot out how he would kill somebody, assassinate a political figure,
the president.
And then they turn around, and the day that the event is happening, he was doing he was doing reconnaissance, and the day before it happens, they basically framed him to be the shooter. And I think that's what happened to this kid, is he was framed to be the shooter.
Yeah, they asked him to come to the event and be like Overwatch, basically.
Watching.
Okay, but like
supervised, and then they set him up to make it look like he's the one who kills not the president, but the guy standing next to the president.
Yep.
Okay, so setting aside what they used Tyler Robinson for, we generally, I think, all agree that he didn't pull the trigger. He didn't kill Charlie Kirk. So my question is about there's a dispute. There's a factual dispute about whether the bullet came from the front, whether it came from the side / back. Now with Zach's new video, whether it came from somewhere down below. Is it the position of from the front people that are adopting the position that he was shot from the front? Is it their position that he was shot from the same area as Tyler Robinson was lying in the prone position and then jumped up and can't have made that run, et cetera, et cetera? Is there another shooter up there, or did the bullet come from somewhere else? Because I saw the audio stuff saying it must have been ground level because of the acoustics. I don't know if you guys saw that analysis. Jordan shared that, I think.
I saw somebody saying that, but I didn't have any audio in it. It was just like a screen grab. So I don't know if it was the original person who had determined that.
Zach, do you have this video?
Which video? The person on another building?
Yeah, because
I did.
Before you play it, let me tell you that when Alf and I got off of Badlands Daily on Thursday, we both sat in StreamYard and were playing around with Google Earth and looking at the scene. Mm-hmm. And our first assessment that the best shooting spot to mimic that kid was a building about 40 yards behind him that had an awning.
What was the name of the building?
I don't remember, but it had like
Okay.
a brown awning. It had 2 awnings that were at 2 different levels. And me and him both came to the conclusion that the far left corner of that building would be the best place to take a shot from to mimic that kid.
So the tweet that I had bookmarked is no longer there. So that would mean that either it was taken down. Well, I mean, it must have been taken down. I can't find it in my history. So I'm searching. I can pull up my show from earlier today and scrub to the spot where I played it. That might be the only way that I'm going to be able to find it.
And I see someone in the chat saying so y'all are putting doubt out now for this jury pool that now they have a reason to doubt the story.
Please.
Look, guys, look. In this country, it is innocent until proven guilty.
100%.
You are innocent. That kid is innocent right now until they walk into a courtroom and they present the evidence that damns him to being guilty. Okay. Until that moment happens, he's still innocent right now. So
your position, Angie, is that we shouldn't report on the news and question the narrative because it might pollute a jury pool for potentially a fake story. Charlie Kirk deserves actual justice. He
Yes.
deserves to have the person or people network, all of it, who killed him, who assassinated him, who executed him in front of all of us to traumatize the nation and bring about a social change agenda, that he deserves actual justice. Those people being brought to justice, not whatever story of justice they can sell to the people and then by extension to a jury. We're not polluting a jury pool. We're questioning an inexplicable, likely bullshit story.
Yeah.
And
if you don't think that an attorney is going to pick this apart, like at trial, if this thing ever makes it to trial, this thing is going to get picked apart. I mean, this story just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And good luck trying to explain this to a jury based on what we've seen so far. I'm sure there's a lot more evidence that is still being withheld, but just the general plot line just doesn't make any sense.
For me, the good thing about history rhyming is that I can use something that I have less emotion attached to it, like Lee Harvey Oswald. And when I think about it, I actually kind of feel bad for Lee Harvey Oswald. Like I genuinely do whenever I look back at it.
He was a total patsy.
Exactly.
Feel bad for all the patsies.
So my whole thing is, in this moment, people are upset because it's Charlie Kirk and you cared about him, or you think that you cared about him, whatever it is. I don't know how you feel about him. But the point is that back when JFK got assassinated, everybody was traumatized. The whole world changed, and an innocent man, at least for the killing of JFK, went down for it. And I don't want to see that happen again, because then the same people that did
one of the
JFK
guilty members became president. So,
exactly. And the same thing will happen again, or the guilty, this is me saying it, no one else, the guilty state actors that were involved in it, that I may believe or were involved in it, they will continue to be able to do what they've done before if we don't come to find who actually did it.
Okay, so this is 17 minutes before Charlie was shot. Okay, so it's very brief, but whatever this is on the roof is videoed moving. So take a look at this.
What are we looking at here?
Right here.
No, I know, but I mean, where's this roof in relation to the roof?
Well, I mean, it's one of the buildings on that campus. It's the Woodbury building. So
okay.
Next, I was going to pull up like a Google Earth map, and we can figure out where that is in relation to where the stage was. The staging area was.
I mean, at best, that's a lead to try and find a better camera angle.
No, exactly.
At worst, that's an
Yeah.
artifact.
I don't think it's an artifact because it's got definition and it's got movement.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
it's
we can't say
huge when the
definitively
first-
what it is,
But it's huge when you first see it, though. It's huge. It's the whole corner.
I wouldn't say it's the whole corner. Are you seeing
Yeah,
the same thing that I'm seeing?
Hold on, go back. Go back to right before it separates. No, keep going back.
What they were doing was pointing out the distance right here. Okay.
No, not that. Just watch when it right before.
Right
keep
there.
going. No, yeah, but in the right hand corner, like at the base of where those two lines meet, when it first starts, it's like a huge blob.
It kind of looks like Head and Shoulders to me.
Right there. Oh, you went a little too far.
So,
and then it kind of just separated. I mean, yeah, I guess I don't know. It's kind of strange. I would definitely look into it more, but this
it doesn't
inclusive. Not to mention that building only looks like it's 80 feet away.
We should look and see where this Woodbury building is in relation to everything else.
Is that what it's called? The Woodbury building?
Woodbury building. Yep.
I mean, but
UVU.
The awning that it was on looked like it was only less than 100 feet away. That thing would be huge. Unless you're saying it was just like a head coming over the top.
Yeah, I thought perhaps it would be someone laying prone or ducking down. Okay.
It's the building next to the quad.
Okay. Share your screen. We'll pull it up.
Okay, so they're saying that it's right here. Woodbury School of Business.
Okay, so
there's the menorah-shaped bowl thing that he was sitting in.
That's fascinating that you noticed that.
Okay, but you got to find an awning though.
Yes,
like a carport drive up.
Well, if we can find where the inscription on the building is,
it's probably right there. That little brown. I'll go up a little bit.
This thing
there. Yeah, right there. That's probably what he's shooting from.
Let me pull up Google Earth. Google Maps is no good.
Yeah, because if we can go down to the ground, then we can see. Yeah, because I don't know if that's an awning or if that's just the pavers on the ground.
All right. Hang with me for a second.
If you guys want me to go up on a conspiracy that Ghost just brought me on, I'll do it. It's up to you guys.
Okay, so
there we go.
Okay, so here's the building. There's the bowl.
Yeah, it wasn't that shot. It wasn't.
Oh no, I'm not even saying that the shot occurred from there, but it's another person on another building, and it's 17 minutes before any shot was taken. So there's ample time to move around.
A person moving around, I think, is what the point you're making. And so they're saying it was the Woodbury building, which is this tall building right here. That says Sales, Marketing, Applied Research, Testing. Okay. That's like on Google Earth or Google Maps. They're saying that's the Woodbury building.
Spin around to the other side, and if we can see the name on the. Oh, hey, wait, go zoom in. Okay, that's the Keller building right there.
Keller building. Okay. Do you have a name? Is there a sign on that?
Woodbury.
Yeah, but on that video you have, was there a?
Yeah.
Pull that back up.
Okay.
Let me take a look at that. So I know
it's that sign right there.
Okay. So from on the here.
Yeah, share your screen so I can see it.
Okay. All right. So we're looking for this awning essentially right here. On the side of the building, you've got the ventilation.
Yeah.
All right. Let me turn the audio off.
You've got a berm.
You got an RTU unit on the ground right there. It looks like some sort of HVAC. with a
It
screen.
says Woodbury building.
Woodbury building right there. Okay,
above
cool.
some glass, and there is like appears to be some type of walkway with
I'm looking for a bank. Where is it? It's got to be right here.
I think that's the building right there. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the building. I'm just trying to find. Oh, here it is. Look, there's those little shapes.
Yep.
That's they're the shapes that we were looking at.
And so he was on that walkway. That's the one I thought he would be on. So that's just a normal walkway though. Like that connects whatever that is. It's intended to be walked upon. It's not.
And let me go back. No, I don't think so.
No, because no. Here it is. There's the RTU that I was talking about. So there's the RTU. Okay. So the camera's taken from this, like the cameraman's standing right here where my mouse is.
Directly back and to the left, he would be up here.
Yeah. He's walking right here. So this is where he's walking right here. Yep.
Can you go one tilt lower?
There you go.
That's the lowest, yeah. So that's where he's walking.
Now go back to the other video.
Hold on.
Go back,
dude. Look at this. Look at this right here.
That's what I'm saying.
He was right here, and look at the view. Look over here, the Hall of Flags. That's where Charlie was sitting.
And that would also explain the shirt coming up where it did, because it came up on his left side, his right side. If we look at it, and that's about the same distance.
You have a perfect view right there. And so where are they saying Tyler was? Tyler was on
just to the right building. Yeah,
no, one behind it.
That right there. Yeah.
So everyone would look past the shooter's distance and to their left, and like left from the stage instead of looking shorter and to the right. It's a great distraction.
That's interesting. That definitely needs to be investigated further.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not definitive, but I mean it's pretty interesting.
They already repaved the entire area, so they don't really give a shit about actually investigating anything.
Yeah, right.
What a fucking joke, bro! What an absolute joke this is.
I know. They're like mocking us with this with all this bullshit.
And for me, that's how you know it wasn't a lone kid by himself, or like a couple Antifa guys or whatever they're trying to tell you it is. Like this is way too organized for it not to be something.
Yeah. There's way too much precision involved here. It's like Bandit said. It doesn't even matter who pulled the trigger. It's the people behind the person who pulled the trigger, right?
And Ghost, didn't you say it on your show? I think it was you on maybe Geopolitics.
Both matter, I think.
What's up?
Both matter. Who pulled the trigger and who was behind the person that pulled the trigger.
But it's easier to find who pulled the trigger if you figure out why the trigger was pulled and who benefited from it. That's what I was getting to, Ghost. You said that on the show. Like you're far more interested in who benefited from his death and who's profiting off of it now, and that might point you to who would have wanted him killed or who got him killed.
Ghost, can you pull back so that we can see the building that's behind the building he was allegedly on? Okay, so this because people are asking, where's the camera that saw him jump off the roof? So he would have been on this multi-tiered building right here, and he would have jumped off this corner back here, whoever it was. And then if you pull back just a little bit, then there will be this building right here, which had a camera. And it would have been looking right down at the parking lot. I mean, I don't think it's weird that they had a security camera there at all.
Yep.
I think I need to go to Utah, man.
Yeah, that would be something.
Like, I really feel like I need to go out there. Me and Alpha talked about it yesterday.
Y'all should go.
Like being able to go there and just take pictures from where Charlie was standing, high quality resolution, like high resolution pictures, just so you can get a panoramic view of what was facing you, line of sight.
What were your threats at the time?
Yeah.
I wonder if you'd be able to do that. Like if you went and showed up to go and take.
There's people walking all over it right now. Yeah. This crime scene is completely and totally fucking worthless. Well, no, media. There's like media there.
There's just regular people there too. I mean, I've seen a ton of people.
Right?
Yeah.
Shout out to Flying Storm, who gifted 20 subscriptions to Badlands Media. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And shout out to Harry Toe 2, excellent handle, who gifted 5 subscriptions. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Cool. Let's now let's go ahead and play that Candace video where she talks about what she saw. So that camera that was behind Charlie that was taken down, that was like the AV guy for Turning Point. Okay.
By the way,
and-
we're featured on Rumble. Good evening to everybody joining us.
Good evening.
Hey,
Oh,
welcome.
thank you very much.
Rumble
Oh,
Landers.
and I meant to say this earlier. If you and the other stream on Rumble before we, had to create a new one to fix it, if you hit that thumb, please make sure that you hit the thumb on the new screen. And for everybody just joining us, please smash the thumb as well.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So Candace knew him. She was able to get in touch with him. He showed her the footage. He and TPUSA have also confirmed that was immediately handed over to the authorities. I don't know if that means the FBI or if that means the Utah State Police or their Bureau of Investigation, whomever, but the video has been handed over. And so she describes what she saw.
In the short run, he agrees that rather than send the footage, he will get onto a FaceTime call with me and he will show me the footage on his computer. He did that, and I watched the footage, and I'm going to tell you what I saw. And to the people specifically, the people that are in the military, people that know weapons, I'm telling you this because you might be able to add more color or more clarity here. What you would expect to see. If given the weapon that they have said did this, the bullet they have said did this, I don't know anything about any of this. So I'm just telling you what I saw. Okay. First and foremost, there is nothing gory about this shot at all. And so again, I am still going to work with him to get me the footage so that I think it should be shared. There's nothing gory about this footage from the back. The thing that really stood out to me, and I just kept asking him to replay it over and over and over again, is that there's no blood. There's no blood from the back. There is no blood. So I think a lot of people were wondering whether or not that bullet pierced and went out the back. I think I vaguely even remember, and Skylar, you can maybe live look this up, but I thought the feds were saying they were looking for a bullet at some point, which is now very alarming to me. I don't understand that. How could they have been looking for a bullet? Because if I'm not seeing, and there isn't, I'm telling you, what happens in the front is not what happens in the back at all. If I'm not seeing any blood, what are we to take from that? The only thing that could make sense, if what they're saying is true and that person took the shot from the place that they are saying that individual took the shot from, it would suggest that it was inside of Charlie, right? And they would know that. The feds would have known that. So they would have communicated that they were never looking for a bullet. Because remember, one shot. So
Now, I don't know that the feds would have communicated that because it's an ongoing investigation and they might be trying to, release during investigations where the perpetrator is what is the word that I'm looking for? Not caught, on the run, in the wind, whatever.
At large.
Yeah, at large. Thank you. That they would they can potentially put out details in an effort to flush someone out. They can do, different things. So I would not think that if they said they were looking for a bullet, even if they had the bullet, that might be a tactic in the middle of an ongoing investigation. It's important for people to remember that the actions of law enforcement and even media in, spokespeople, the mouthpieces for law enforcement in the early parts of the investigation, the point of that is not to quench the thirst of the public for information. It's to solve the crime.
So as somebody here that has seen this, personally, 7.62 by 39, which is, less powerful than a 30-06.
Mm-hmm.
That absolutely, that round, if it didn't hit something first, absolutely would have come out straight through the back of the neck.
Mm-hmm.
Hitting on the side, it's hitting on the side. It's going to come out the back of the neck. You're not going to see an exit wound that big. I said this right away. You're not going to see an exit wound that big from a 30-06 initially. It's going to, it'll expand initially and then it'll close right back up. You would see
an
all
entrance wound or an exit wound?
Entrance wound. An exit wound would be huge. An exit wound would be massive because the temporary cavity becomes permanent once it leaves. So it's going to blow out the whole back end, which is why, like I said earlier, and I know we got a lot of new people since we're featured now, but earlier, I still believe, and I called this the day that it happened with Alpha. It hit off a plate carrier, went through the neck, up into the head, and is lodged somewhere in his brain. And he died instantly, which Frank Turek confirmed. He was gone instantly. We said that the day that it happened. And I think somebody said that there was a bullet fragment that they found in his brain.
Allegedly, yeah.
Yeah, so Candace Owens saying that she saw the video from the back. I don't care about whether there was an exit wound or something. I want to be able to see, because that's a high quality camera. I want to be able to see what Charlie saw. I want to see a muzzle flash. I want to see somebody running on the roof. I want to see the kid get up in 2 seconds from taking the shot and already be booking it across that building. That's all the shit that I want to see from that camera.
Well, the only thing is I think that the angle of the camera, I don't know that we would have seen any of that. I mean, I would think that the frame would have essentially been obscured by the top of the tent. It would be great if all of that was there. But I'm just thinking about like the angle that I saw the camera at and the likely focal point that it would have been, because it would have been focused on Charlie and what was there in front of him. It's possible, and I would love it if we did. I was able to find that video of a 30-06 being fired into a pork shoulder, just so that we can see like if we did have a through and through, this is how devastating it would have been.
Pork shoulder. That would be that's the entrance wound. So I had this side facing us. So this was the entrance.
Nah, he's got to have that wrong.
Huh. So that bullet kind of ricocheted. Kind of looks like it hit that bone in there. Kind of destroyed that bone, made a huge. I'm going to say that would be a kill. If that was on a.
So yeah, regardless of how it would have hit, it would have been just devastating.
Yeah. Here, I've got a video that I shared earlier in the week.
Okay.
Of a 30-06 on ballistic gel, which ballistic gel is the closest thing you're going to get to human flesh, other than like maybe hitting a pig carcass or something.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to have massive expansion.
Yeah, okay, so each one of those blocks is probably about 2 feet long, I would say. And you look at the, like, where you see this first little black spot down here at the bottom, from there forward is probably a human neck. So this is all that would have blown out the back of his neck. And people say, a round will go in and it'll tumble. Yeah, sure. A 5.56 will go in your side and come out your pinky toe. But a 30-06 through a neck is going to go straight through it. It would have blown half of the neck off. It definitely hit something.
Yep. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that it would have near decapitated him, knocked him out of the chair probably.
Or it wasn't a 30-06, and there is absolutely that possibility.
That's the more likely answer to me, is that it wasn't a 30-06. I don't understand why that's such a controversial.
No, it's not controversial.
It's only it's the authorities say it was a 30-06. The evidence that we see does not support the assertion. Even if you had a 30-06 coming and it hit the plate and then went up, right? Hit the armor, ricocheted off the armor and then went up, you'd still have, I would think, an exit wound in the back.
Not necessarily. Not
takes a ton of energy off that round. Like more than halves the energy on that bullet.
It's just such soft tissue here. Like
no, but it's going up though. Because once he was sitting back like this, if it hit here and deflected straight up, it goes into the neck here, starts traveling up the neck through the palate and into the brain. That absolutely would slow it down. I think. I
agree. Yeah. Okay, you guys, it's 12:30, so I think we're going to go through the boosts and we're going to go through all of the rants and any gold pills if we've got them. Now, we actually didn't do the boosts last week, and we didn't do them on Baseless Conspiracies on Monday either. So I'm going to go through quite a few boosts here.
Before
actually.
you do boosts, I just want to hit because I don't want to forget them. Flying Storm gave another 20 subscriptions.
Nice.
Thank you so much. And I believe Curious Tadpole gifted a subscription as well. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
So for some reason, it's not allowing me to share this to the. Hold on. Let me stop sharing and then read it.
Now try it. Now try it.
Okay.
Because I had my screen up still. I didn't remove it. I just.
Okay. So, first of all, going back to last week's OnlyLands, Jay said, I don't know if any of you watched the first 3 minutes of that Nazi witch Ursula's EU State of the Union speech the day before the assassination. But it seems to me with Kirk, her overlords made a very clear statement to Trump and anyone against them, it's war. Certainly somebody made that statement.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely the transnational cartel for sure.
Yeah,
I like made a statement. That's my opinion. But
hey, real quick, guys. I just somebody sent me a Google map of the building that we pointed out earlier, the Woodbury.
Yeah.
Do you know what's in that building?
No, what?
The LGBTQ International Engagement Center and Zion's Bank ATM.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. And then on Baseless Conspiracies, 1027JS said, see you in the stream. Appreciate that. Butters, $54. Thank you. Thank you both for all you do. Here's a conspiracy for you. I have texted sleep. I have sleep apnea. I have texted sleep apnea a few times as liver stagnation, as per my ND and MD homeopathic teachers. One part's wife even came in to thank me personally because her man no longer snored. LOL. Keep
One
your filters clean.
patient's wife, I think.
One patient's wife. Okay. So maybe they're talking about a sleep apnea product or something. I don't know. We'll look into that. But Butters, thank you very much. I will copy that and I'll do a little bit of decoding.
Is that connected to a topic on Baseless Conspiracies?
Maybe. I have sleep apnea, and it could have been that we were talking about it.
I think he's saying I have diagnosed sleep apnea multiple times as liver stagnation.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why it's TDX, but like I was rereading it, and he's definitely saying something about that.
Okay,
saying it's
so
liver stagnation, and that's how you get sleep apnea is from liver stagnation.
Okay,
like
okay.
That.
Well, I will check it out. And then on Baseless Conspiracies, Boom Diggity, $100. Thank you so much.
Boom?
Great shoes, Zach and Ghost. Yeah, I've got a lot of people commenting on that show, Ghost. People really liked it.
Appreciate you, Boom Diggity.
Yeah.
She's here tonight in the chat.
Appreciate you always. And
Shout
then
out to Boom Diggity.
Tonight from OnlyLands, NorCal Badlanders meetup at Fogo de Minas, Brazilian Steakhouse in Sacramento on Saturday, October 4th from 1 to 4 p.m. Pacific. RSVP to @W_T_Foxtrot or email NorCalFansOfBadlands@gmail.com for details. So if you're a NorCal Badlander and you want to get in on this in-person action, send them an email, NorCalFansOfBadlands@gmail.com for details.
Yeah, and I'll just pile on to that. We have tomorrow in Castle Rock, Colorado, the Mountain States Badlanders are going to the Oktoberfest. So there's a flyer up on the badlandsmedia.tv/events. It's tomorrow. It's at 1:00, and you can get all the information from. You head over to badlandsmedia.tv/events. Come and hang out with us. We're gonna have fun.
And
Very
cool. real quick on nice. On Sunday, September 28th at Tijuana Joe's in Marietta, Georgia, we have a 2 p.m. meetup for the Hotlander Badlanders Inner Circle group. So you can RSVP Jackie Espada at protonmail.com or Telegram at Jackie_Espada.
Very cool. Okay, and then thanks again for all of those subscriptions that you dropped early. I really appreciate you. And then again, thank you to Mateo. Thank you to Keith. J Drake 83 said, relevant to cell phone discussion, recognize this tune. Hold on just a second. We will save that for the end. We'll check that out. Boom Diggity, again, $50. Thank you so much. Great show, y'all. Any chance, do any of you know what the two rectangle box devices that are to the right of where Charlie sat? They are on the ground, metal plate on top. I would imagine those would probably be storage boxes for maybe the AV equipment.
Yeah.
Or just because, I mean, you bring a lot of gear with you to an event like that.
Yeah.
But is she?
Could be
Are they
dark.
referring? Is Boom referring to those two access doors that we were just
Yeah,
looking
it could
at?
be just access doors.
Well, that was to Charlie's left.
But she
Well,
says
maybe when you're looking at
no,
it.
no, they say to the right of where Charlie was sitting. Or am I
Right.
misreading that?
No, she says to the right of where Charlie is sitting, but those access doors would have been to the left of where Charlie was sitting.
Yeah.
That would have been to the right if you were looking at
Well,
Charlie
okay,
sitting
if
there.
you're looking,
I think they're
So-
saying to like our right, Charlie's left, like to the
They were
right of
either
where he's
gear
sitting.
boxes or the sprinkler access doors,
Yeah,
depending on
yeah,
what you're talking
yeah.
about.
Yeah. All right. And then Flying Storm, again, thank you so much. 100 with all the people around. There should be at least 30 cell phones of videos to examine from people. There could very likely be cell phone video that people just did not feel comfortable putting out publicly, and that may be in the hands of investigators right now. I know that a lot of people find it like, just incredulous that you would have video of some event like that and then not put it out. I know that there are other people who took videos and, and they just didn't get as much play as some of the other ones. A lot of times people will hone in on what is considered to be the best versions of what people had from an event like that. And then that just tends to get shared around. But I would hope that anybody who had something relevant to publish would go ahead and do it so that it could be viewed by the public. Ghost Smith 801 says, in the accident at Eagle Mountain, that is northwest of Orem. That is weird. So what accident at Eagle Mountain? Does anybody know?
Does he mean the kid, the Taylor Robinson?
Oh,
the video we saw.
Oh, okay. So that may be it. So I don't know. I mean, Utah's a big state. But the so this would have been 2022. So this would have been, after he graduated from high school, after he dropped out of college, and
Pre-transgender lover.
Pre-transgender, allegedly. I don't know. I don't know if he was living with Twiggy at that time. But yeah, I mean, yeah. So I don't know. Susie Q says Tyler Robinson is from Hicksville, Utah. The polygamists just live over the hill. These folks are generational farmers. I never believed for one moment that he did this alone.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the consensus. I lived in St. George, Washington County for 40 years. Okay, so she knows. And then Flying Storm, again, thank you very much. That changes everything. Trapdoor and streak between Charlie's knees and the shirt, possibly 2 bullets and 1 fake round. Yeah, that was another thing that I'd suggested. CanCon is like, what if Tyler Robinson believed he is the shooter and that round that he shot was a blank? So there was no projectile that came out. So then, he is acting under the assumption that it is him, but really that was just the distraction. Who knows? I will say this.
Thank you, Flying Storm.
There is a huge national security program in Utah, both at Utah Valley University and Utah State University, and it's run by a former deputy director of the CIA. And I was thinking, I talked about this on my show the other day. We don't know why Tyler went to college for 1 semester and then dropped out, but we do know that he was smart as a whip. He had nearly a perfect ACT score. He had a 4.0 GPA. He was, going to be an engineer. And then all of a sudden he just drops out and lives this covert off the grid life. I think it's totally within the realm of possibility that he could have been recruited that first semester. And then they would have said, we need you to now do this. And essentially, he's put out into the field until they're ready to activate him.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I did like a whole 30-minute dig on it. So that was really condensed. But Flying Storm also said, forget which podcast. Bannon or someone mentioned that Charlie did discuss the governor that had allowed or supported or pushed, not sure verbatim the words, but the governor allowed transgender stuff. So the governor has a transgender son, okay, who is transitioning to a woman. He spoke at the Pulse nightclub shooting, and he said, my heart has changed. on the concept of the LGBTQ community. And what's odd is that his son was allegedly inspired to become transgender because his dad had this public sort of reconciliation with the LGBTQ community. And so, yes, he has pushed that stuff in the state. He has supported it. And there's definitely some weird stuff. And Charlie had publicly said that Spencer Cox was not a good dude.
Well, no,
So it's not that he was.
He publicly posted on X that Spencer Cox should be expelled from the Republican Party.
Yes,
But
exactly.
Spencer Cox vetoed a bill in 2022 or 2023 that would have banned women from men's sports. He vetoed it.
Okay, well, there you go.
That's when Kirk went all in on him for vetoing that.
So Zach, what you're saying, I think, because I don't want people to miss it, is not that he had a public change of heart because he has a transgender son. He had a public change of heart because of the Pulse nightclub shooting, and his public change of heart inspired his son to become transgender. Is that what you just said?
That's exactly what I said. That's the lore. Yes.
That's fucking mental.
That sounds like some occult shit to me. I mean, that sounds
like he sacrificed his son, but we're just spitballing here.
All right. So Keith didn't hear me read his rant earlier. I will read it again. I'm here late. Was Jeffrey Tubin just tapping his pouch tin on Zoom because of
you skipped his John Cullen one.
Yeah. Wait.
In between the two flying storms, there's a Keith.
Keep going up. I see Flying Storm, Ghost Smith, Susie Cuse. No. Okay. Sorry. John Cullen was on Stu Peters tonight. He's forwarding my thesis on Armageddon in Arizona for Sunday. Who will be the designated sole survivor, Linda McMahon or the black guy from HUD? Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
Is that a Dr. Carson joke?
No, the black guy from HUD is a different guy, not Ben Carson.
I just know it's Linda McMahon because the black guy always does.
The reason I skipped it was because somebody had thrown another rant in there, and so it moved the screen down. Scott Turner.
Yeah, it was gonna drive me nuts.
Yeah, Scott Turner's a good dude.
Black guy from HUD is Scott Turner.
It's always a black guy from HUD.
Eric Scott Turner, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. All right.
The brother from HUD.
But he's doing a great job.
He's doing a great job.
Valseco 16, too broke to chat, but Tucker and Megan being on Charlie Kirk's show is a big middle finger to you know who. I was worried when Ben Shapiro was on the first day and I donated 1 million and donated 1 million. So I don't believe it was the first day, but it was within a couple of days.
First day was JD Vance. Second day was Ben Shapiro.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't Tucker the first day that Erica was named the CEO?
That was today.
I know that's what I'm saying. That's interesting to me.
That's what I said too. I noted that too. Is that not that has something to do with the decision, like executive decision. I'm just saying it was just notable that like she becomes CEO and then.
Who was it that said Trump called Erica and was like, "How much do you know?" or something?
That was one of like Charlie's studio guys who said that
his producer.
I took it to mean that someone. It wasn't Trump. It was just someone calling her in the immediate aftermath and asking, how much do you know? Like, is Charlie alive? Or what happened to him? And she said, "I know everything."
Oh, I understood that differently.
Yeah,
I understood. How much do you know about the running of Turning Point USA and the disputes and beef? That's
okay.
happening.
That makes sense. That makes even more sense. Yeah,
like the intervention that Bill Ackman orchestrated against him on August 5th. Yeah.
That makes total sense. Okay.
Yep.
And then Valseco 16 again says TP is the most valuable institution in the world. It has the future of Jesus and America. America first, rather. G Fontes 119 says law enforcement will lie all the time. Sleep State says, could there have been a custom hole in the grass in front of Charlie where the shot was taken? I suppose anything is possible, but I feel like that,
we're getting into deep speculation.
Yeah, really deep speculation.
It's definitely deep speculation. Also, it's super weird that they're like resodding the place.
Yeah,
that is really weird. That's a good point.
Yeah. Okay. And then we read that one. Babbage3 says, what are the GFFL standings after week 2? So I'm assuming that is the Badlands the football thing.
Yeah.
Fantasy football.
Gay fucking football league.
Oh, gay fucking football league.
Are you not doing well, Brian?
No, I'm doing great. I just keep playing people that are doing just a little bit better. I had the second highest score last week. The only person that beat me was the guy that I was actually playing.
Okay, I'd like
Otherwise,
for
I'd beat
everybody
every
to
single
know
one
that
of you.
I am moving up in the rankings. I was number 10 last week, and I am number 8 this week. And last week I beat Brad, who was number 1.
Hey,
wild.
Still early. Still early.
5G fantasy.
Harry Toe 2 says, I would ban chat internet links in chat. Ask Viva Fry and his admins. I just have Lisa handle all that in my chat. Jesse Kell says, game theory, Trump and VP, as well as most cabinet members and majority of conservative influencers, are to attend memorial at a football stadium, sum of all fears. So I would have to imagine, considering that like the entire line of succession is going to be in the same place at the same time, the security on the event is going to be as top tier. I mean, they've already stated that it is already considered like, you know, on par with like the Olympics and the Super Bowl. So the Secret Service is going to be doing extra screenings for people. They're going to be doing physical searches. And they may be doing on-the-spot background checks. Now, of course, that doesn't negate the possibility of something external happening, outside of the event, which could affect those inside. But I have to believe that security is going to be as tight as it's ever been. And I realize we're talking about the Secret Service, and there were 2 assassination attempts last year. However, it was a different administration entirely.
We're also talking about go ahead, Brian.
And Laura Loomer just told us that an Al-Qaeda attack is imminent.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's some nice.
Now it seems even more likely. That's right.
More of a threat than a warning, I think.
Yeah.
The risk, right? The event and the risk associated with the event is taking place in a huge stadium. Right, it's college football stadium, lots of entryways, lots of ins and outs, etc. And anytime we've got something happening in a big stadium, I think of sum of all fears. Check the vending machines.
Check everything. I mean,
check everything.
Check the HVAC. Check the plumbing, whatever it might be. Melindy said, on the Ben sub stream last night, an eye-popping rant was sent in about a woman in a top position at UVU for y'all diggers out there.
Yes.
Which woman?
We don't get to know.
Okay, all right.
Got to watch to find.
You have to go watch Mike Ben's sub stream last night.
Is that Mike Ben's secret handle? He just came in and
Melindy? I don't think so. I think Melindy. Oh, I don't want to dox her. So I'm not.
No, she's a real person. She's a regular.
I know she's a real person. I was kidding.
No, I know she's a real person. I was going to say something personal about her, but I think I have permission to share it, so I'm not going to.
Okay, all right. And also over on Pilled, D. Dallad dropped a cookie and said, "You are in fact live." Thank you for that.
Zach, did you get the YouTube one? It's in our star.
Oh, you know what? I totally forgot about YouTube.
Yeah, I got it.
Melinda Lou.
There you go. Melinda Lou.
Cultural marker, finished high school 79, entered USN in 81, 0 firearms training for women.
Really?
Separated in 91, still not routine for women to receive firearms training. I just feel like that would be so basic, right? Like, I mean, you're going into the military. You probably should learn how to use a gun.
Yeah, I'd want my daughters to learn if I had daughters. Like, I feel like everyone should learn that.
I've taken my daughter to the range many times. I made sure that she could, adequately shoot a rifle or a handgun before, I wasn't going to be around all the time.
It's a responsibility of a father.
Absolutely.
Amen. I was like, honey, you're going to hit that steel at 100 yards minimum. That's the way it is. Nixter over on Rumble says, I heard they hosed down the site within an hour. Is that true? AI said it was, but I don't know if I believe that. I don't think you can trust anything from AI. I mean, they pretty quickly, obviously dismantled the scene. Hosing it down, I don't know. I didn't see anybody hosing. But again, I just find it would be such an incredible lapse of protocol for them to do that. Although it would be very similar to what we saw in Butler, because that's obviously what they did there. They hosed it down as quickly as
Wash
they
the
could.
roof right away.
Yeah.
It would be very on brand for the FBI to do that.
It's new normal. It's the new normal. You got to remember that.
I suppose, this is Quantico 2.0, right? It's like Vatican 2.0. They stop investigating and they start perpetrating. Anyways, have you guys ever tried to get blood off of your metal roof? I mean, once the sun bakes it in,
OxyClean, I think, can help.
Right?
Willie Mays said something
You have to
about
get Willie
that before he
Mays out
died.
there. Willie Mays and the Flex Seal. The
Oh,
Flex
wait,
Seal.
there's more. Hit the button.
Oh, T-Bone 316 said, if Charlie Kirk's wife black pills the nation on what Charlie Kirk was noticing during his last days, the world would change. Middle East wars would stop as well, regardless of who murdered him. Think about it. Personally, I don't see it as a black pill.
Me neither.
I see it as a white pill.
Yeah.
It's a white pill. And
I should have a black hat.
yeah. I have faith in Erica. I think that she has every reason in the world to explicitly expose every single individual that was responsible for this. If you'll notice in her public statement, she was talking to the people, okay, plural, that were involved in the murder of her husband. She didn't single out one lone Antifa. She went wide, and I think that definitely this is a plot. This is a conspiracy. This is a multi-pronged operation. I think Tyler Robinson was a spoke on a wheel, and that's it.
Yep, agreed. And T-Bone was in my chat earlier, but I obviously have thought about that a lot, and the implications are enormous.
Mm-hmm.
Got another one.
G. Fontez says open carry without permit just became legal in the great state of Florida at midnight this morning.
What?
Yeah,
What?
we got
open carry.
Open carry.
You got to check that, bro.
There was a court case here, and it was found to be unconstitutional last week. And so now, Brian, you and I can legally open carry in Florida. Sheriff's deputies or sheriff's departments have said, based upon the court case, we are no longer going to be enforcing the unconstitutional ban on open carry. So it is legal.
Got a lot more Wild West in Florida, man.
You want to know the craziest part of that story is that Colorado already has open carry without a permit, meaning there is something that we were more free on than you.
It's it's a trade-off, I guess.
Constitutional concealed carry. We just got that, by the way.
Yes.
Florida has the First Amendment. Colorado had the Second Amendment.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be the other way around. We're supposed to have all the amendments. They're supposed to be Nazi or not Nazis, commies, and they're not. They got better gun laws than we do.
Same thing, Brian. But yeah,
we have red flag gun laws in Florida.
Yeah, they have those everywhere, though.
It's true. Okay. All right, you guys. That is it. We're going to go ahead and close it out there. Hopefully, we gave you guys some things to think about. And if you, we did not discuss the DQ pictures of Tyler, John Wick. Candace put out one picture of Tyler in Dairy Queen at like 6:38 p.m. on the night of the shooting. Either, he was killing time while he was waiting to go back and try to find his gun. Or he's a stone cold sociopath and he just wanted a blizzard in the wake of cold murdering somebody in front of thousands of people. I don't know. But I mean, I didn't feel like there was like that much to learn from that other than placing him in the general vicinity.
Dude, the Azov battalion connections to his uncle are wild.
Oh yeah. Uncle Mikey. That's crazy. Yeah.
Did we confirm that's his actual uncle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really common name, Mike Robinson.
Well,
I think somebody connected the Mike guy to his mom. I think somebody made the connection there.
There's all those Facebook posts of her and the kids at Uncle Mikey's base. Okay, where he's got all kinds of guns, but he's got military hardware, and anyways, he's Radio Free Ukraine. So
Radio Free Ukraine. Because Matt Arrett did a dig on that before our show on Wednesday, and he was like, that's CIA, and
absolutely, yeah.
I know John's been doing a dig on it, and then you look at Ryan Ruth.
Yep,
Ryan
absolutely.
Ruth was like recruiting was a recruiter for the Azov Battalion.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like all these like would-be assassins are like connected to the Azov Battalion.
Plus
and trans.
And yeah, well, it's again, these are all just various groups with overlapping interests that seem to have the ability to work together when they need to.
And last thing, the Azov Battalion is a Jewish Nazi militia.
Yes.
Like that is the craziest part about it. That is a Jewish Nazi militia. That's insane.
I'm just disappointed by
They're
the
the good
man.
Nazis, though.
I'm
Isn't that what
disappointed
we were
with
told?
The Jewish Nazis, apparently, yeah.
The Jewish Nazis are the good Nazis.
Yeah.
Dude, the Nazis have lowered their standards, man. Nazis have trannies.
How
now running around.
anti-Semitic are you right now?
What do you mean?
So
No, I'm talking about the trans part.
There was
Oh, I thought you meant the Jewish part.
No, I think that they started together, to be honest. But let's get it up.
There's also a Ukrainian lawmaker who, on the floor of their House of Representatives, it has a Ukrainian name. He said that Zelensky and the Ukrainian government are responsible for the murder of Charlie Kirk.
What?
Who said that?
Oh yeah. Hold on, I will pull up the quote. I talked about it on my show earlier today.
So three things I was told the day that this happened. One, the weapon was staged. Two, it's the same team as Butler. And three, it's the Democrat Socialist of America are somehow tied into this. Not saying any of that's true. That's just what I was
What's the
told.
same team as Butler? Same assassin team? Or same security team?
Assassin team. So this, I mean, that makes total sense to me. And we've got a number of DSA connections from like the Trans-Tifa groups that are operating out of Salt Lake City, the Armed Salt Lake City Queers, I think they were called.
Is that their actual name? Because that's it.
It's a mouthful. The Armed Queers of Salt Lake City, or maybe the SLC Armed Queers. I don't know which one it is. Okay, so here we go. Oh, and then also the leader of the Armed SLC Queers worked for the DNC, the Utah DNC, and was photographed on stage with Elizabeth Warren. Showed that the other day too.
You know what else is not getting enough play, and I know we're trying to get out of here, but is the fact that the $1 million award was about to be given to the father of the shooter, and then they're like, "Oh no, I'm going to donate it." Of course.
Yeah.
That's
and it was
weird.
Bill Ackman,
Yeah.
who has just been implicated, in an intervention with Charlie over his evolving stance on the JQ. Okay, so Ukrainian lawmaker Zelensky behind Kirk's murder. The killer's uncle works for neo-Nazi Azov Battalion. So, where is it? Okay, so Vladimir Zelensky's regime has a hand both in the attempted assassination of U.S. President Donald Trump during his election campaign and in the recent killing of U.S. political activist Charlie Kirk. Verkhovna Rada, that's right, the Rada, lawmaker Artem Dmitruk said in his opinion piece for TASS, which you can read in its entirety below, but select quote, "I'm saying this with full responsibility. Zelensky has a hand in the attempt on Trump's life and in the assassination of Charlie Kirk, both ideologically and practically. In his words, Zelensky's regime is capable of killing anyone, from an ordinary citizen in Ukraine to the president of the United States." And Zelensky did say that previously. Okay, so there we go.
Well, and TASS is
it's like Ukrainian.
No. TASS is Russian news agency. It's the closest thing to like official Kremlin news. So
okay,
if that's coming out, if that's coming from TASS, that's about as close as you can get to Putin in terms of like being Putin approved.
Okay. And then Harry Toe 2 says Salt Lake City Queers is the dumbest terrorist name ever. I'm not going to argue with you there, homie. You got it. Okay. All right. So we are really done there now. We're going to go ahead and close it out. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I had so much fun tonight, despite the subject matter. Ash, go ahead.
We need to talk about soft disclosure.
Well, in that case.
Yeah. So everybody, I think, has at this point seen me do this. right, as my chapstick. Well, I'm very excited because I was actually sent like lip smacker sized versions. This one's coffee, and my favorite so far is chamomile mint, but I'm guinea pigging them. Very, very exciting. And give me 2 seconds to pull in the actual ad. But there's new flavors, new scents coming. There is also the holidays coming up, so folks should start thinking about shopping Badlands sponsors and specifically Soft Disclosure for their gifts. But check out the deodorant ad.
Deodorant should do more than cover you up. It should protect you all day long.
Dude, the deodorant stick is legit. I like the mint one. And, you know, you go work out and you kind of get like, you know, you get funky if you work out. Dude, like at the end of my workout, like I'm sweating, shirt got all those sweat. Like I'm like, dude, I still smell good. Like I absolutely love it. If you guys haven't tried it, try it.
That's the difference with Soft Disclosure. No aluminum, no chemicals, just clean, natural ingredients that fight odor and keep you fresh through every workout, every meeting, every moment.
I've always struggled with the like you can't use aluminum deodorant because you're going to die if you use it kind of thing, because all of the non-aluminum deodorant products suck pretty much. Yeah. This is different. This is all day. You're all day good, and you're not putting any of that disgusting chemicals right near your lymph nodes.
Soft Disclosure deodorant, real protection, real freshness, built on truth. Available in mint and lemon grapefruit. Visit softdisclosure.com and use promo code Badlands for 15% off.
All right.
You know what? I just realized that I forgot to play that YouTube video that was sent over for us in one of the earliest rants.
Is it the Jonathan Drake one?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Real quick, guys. Tomorrow my show 7:30 Flow Eastern
Very
time.
cool.
All right.
So should we play this as an outro?
That's what I was going to say.
Okay,
We will
the
play
only
this.
other thing that I want to say before we get out of here, and people are talking shit because it's saying that I'm filibustering too much. So I wasn't going to say it, but I am going to say the thing that I wanted to say. Keep talking about Jesus because it really pisses off the demons. And when the demons are pissed, you can see them through their patience. So keep talking about Jesus up there.
I've been doing that actually this week, so I will continue.
I love that.
Amen. All right. Well, God bless everybody here. Please hit that like button on your way out. We got 12,000 people that are walking out the door. If you guys don't hit that like button, you just might be a Democratic Socialist of America. So,
and you ain't black.
We will go out on this, and I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.